All right, cool.
Okay.
Welcome back, nerds. We missed you.
What was that?
I don't know.
Is that a character we're
Welcome.
meeting today?
I don't think so.
Sound like a young Gannock.
That's a little more Nordic. All right, so welcome back, nerds. If you're binging through MystMarch at any one point, then this will seem just a few seconds of time. But in reality, it's actually been the better part of a couple months, so forgive us all if there's anything that feels inconsistent there. Schedules change, we adapt, had a free Saturday, and we jump for it.
Also, the whole international global pandemic going on, affecting all of our schedules.
Oh yeah, that too. Man, what a time. So,
It's almost like everything fucking blows.
welcome back to this week's edition of Everything Stinks.
It's almost like our village is on fire this session.
Yeah, it is. Speaking of which, let's get into recaps. So, when last we left this gaggle of nerds, they were in the middle of an ancient ruin that for some reason still felt like something out of the future. Technological relapses are really weird, man. So, they traipsed about with two members of the Dredger team, Terraria, Velasca the Kinku and Caddis the Warforged, seeking out several puzzles, treasures, a couple of near scrapes with death, an account of some big constructs that were left and still functioned.
They were ugly.
Yeah, they certainly were. And they got to the end of it and found themselves confronted with a strange quandary that they did not really get a chance to parse out in its entirety due to, well, one of them asking the exact wrong question. They discovered a chamber, a massive cylinder that no one could really see the inside of. It was foggy and strange, and in spite of all the mysteries they'd learned, they figured it had something to do with the anomaly, an entity they discovered in data logs that the people who built this ruin were studying due to its strange connections to the mist. But the construct guarding it did not take kindly to them asking questions about the nature of the entity inside, claiming that it had, quote, already gotten into their heads, and it proceeded to attempt to brutally curb stomp them. With the help of their friends, and as well as dealing with a few clever blows on their own part, they managed to make the construct free the entity in the tube entirely by itself by smacking it really, really hard. And the entity that emerged was a strange sphere just covered in eyeballs and eye stalks that none of them have seen before, and I mean, heck, doesn't sound like anything familiar to me, a D&D veteran of several years.
No idea what that thing could be. None.
It was a sight to behold, though.
Yeah, it sure was.
Yeah. You think something that weird and iconic would be like on the cover on every book, but I got nothing.
Clearly,
Yeah, I know, right?
It's an Eldritch Beach Ball.
Yeah, it basically was. Had the personality of one, too. It thanked the party in its own weird, repeating way. Clearly not being right in the head after being trapped inside of a canister for who knows how long, to which it promptly yeeted itself out of existence, the party immediately retreating out of the ruin in hopes of not, attracting every terrible thing possible. And upon reaching the surface, they were immediately pulled into the underbrush, unable to speak due to the effects of a silence spell on part of the goblin member of the Dredger team they'd left behind. Motioning for them to be quiet, they were all gazing at the other side of the horizon, and behold, the beloved tutorial town of Scrimshaw that everyone had gotten so attached to over the last few sessions.
You bastard, you said you wouldn't pull this shit.
Ha, just to lower your guard, I know.
I can't believe you would go just do that, DM. Just go on the internet and lie to everyone.
Yeah.
Can't believe
I
you've
know.
done this.
I can't believe I've done this either.
Can't believe I've done this.
It's like, oh fuck, I can't believe I've done this.
Not happy at all.
You really
So-
gonna traumatize Stan at this early age? He's just a child.
Yeah, I know.
It's
He'll
fine.
get over it,
Cloud came out fine, right?
Yeah,
Guts
no
came out
consequences.
fine.
Burning down villages is fine. JRPG protagonists go through it all the time, and they always turn out okay.
It's character
Don't worry,
building.
they have a support group.
Exactly. It's just a character building exercise.
Suck it up, nerd.
So,
So basically, the fucking JRPG summer camp is at the end of summer camp. They burn it all down.
that's a very funny idea, and we will explore that more later. So, what they beheld was the town of Scrimshaw set ablaze. Distant red figures marching hither from to and fro across familiar cobblestone paths. Familiar figures panicking and running about. It was too far away to make out the clearest of images, but the only thing they could really see was a massive red dragon perched up on a nearby cliffside. So, my party of level 2 adventurers who have very little in the way of hit points. Oh, wait, you're level 3 now. That's right, but we're going to get to that in a minute.
So?
What do you wish to do?
Eva just drops to her knees and is Like, how do you process emotions?
You really don't.
It's Mambo will put a hand on her shoulder, just gently, just leave it there.
You are still within the effects of the silent spell, but after a few moments, the goblin Nat Muggums drops it. I'm so sorry. It's been good. Yeah, the Minotaur, the final member, Crete of the Dredger team, also he's crouching down about as low. He's almost prone to the ground, as big as he is, in the underbrush. It's been going like this for about 2 hours now.
And you didn't do anything?
To which he just kind of points his hoofed fingers at his own eyes, points up at the giant red dragon, points back at himself, just, look, kid, believe it or not, we are not fighters in the truest senses. And when we came out here, we did not think that this would be something we'd have to deal with. All frankness, this was the best option. Look, you're all here now. We can figure out what comes next. Val? Yeah. Valaska, the Kenku, kind of trudges forward. You can just see on the goggles of her Plague Doctor-esque mask, just the flames reflecting off of the glass in the eyes. Oh dear. What in the world happened? We've got to get to the knot and we have got to get out of here. That's what's going to happen.
And leave everyone else behind?
We should not. Caddis the Warforged immediately perks up. There is a strong likelihood of survivors. We have not seen much in the way of fighting, I am sure. It doesn't look like it. They just came in and set everything ablaze really fast. The dragon did a lot of it. Saw a few folk running for the trees, but I couldn't make jack shit out, and if I had to guess, look, those are the dragonborn soldiers of them. That dragon in particular. So he looks over at you, Carax, for a second. I hate to be that guy and ask this, but you don't happen to know that ass, do you?
Do I? Because I don't...
You do not.
Okay. No, not my asshole. No siree. But he may be related to the red dragon we saw that was leading the orcs.
Oh, shit.
Yes, it
Oh, you
is
mean the one
very
the orcs took
likely,
out?
very
Mhm.
likely that is why they are here now. Because somebody pissed them off.
Well, as much as I hate to bring that up in tandem with that, that also might actually be our best shot here. I mean, there's not been any fighting, as far as I can tell, of any capacity. And he looks over at you, Mambo. Your war boss is like the most famous dragon hunter alive. He's planning something. He's probably got everyone waiting around for an opportune moment. The dragon did not fly over the cliffside where the camp was. I don't even think he knows it's there.
So,
Bastard uses our village as bait.
you have any of you seen? You said you've seen people running into the forest, right?
Yeah, off and on a few. Couldn't make anything else out. It's like watching ants crawling at night across pavement. It looked like a lot of folk were running that way. I didn't see much in the way of fighting back. I will roll something for the two of them real quick. Nope, that's a 2 and a nat 1. They did not see anything else. Sorry, we kind of panicked and just wanted to lay low, make sure the boat didn't get spotted. That boat is our only way back to shore. If they saw it and came over and set it on fire, we'd all be fucked.
Is
Gotta
not
get-
much that you could have done against a grown dragon. I've only seen this little dragon, and he is already not something that you want to screw with.
How is fan acting, by the way?
He is deathly quiet, but the thing is, he's not actually looking at the town so much. He looks like a cornered cat looking up at a tiger, basically.
Oh.
Oof.
His eyes are dilated and narrowing back and forth over and over again. He does not have words right now, looking up at just this massive pillar of red flesh and scale and wing. It is very far away, and it still looks very massive. It roars something distantly, taking a few seconds for it to re-register and reach all of you before the wings spread, casting and billowing flame out onto the lake itself for a moment, and taking off into the air, flying off in another direction for a moment, disappearing over a mountain peak.
Well, that is one problem gone. There is still all of the soldiers in the town.
Yeah, they've not left it. That's the funny thing. I think I vaguely saw 1 or 2 of them going after people in the woods, but I don't think that's their focus.
Maybe they're trying to get a strategic location.
Keith is hyperventilating as she begins to realize something. They're looking for something.
Oh? Creed just kind of looks over at you.
Keith looks at Sormo's pack.
That's a possibility.
Sormo, she did used to be Dre's.
I will roll something here. Actually, Carex, you can roll for me a knowledge. I will say knowledge history with advantage here at that
Okay.
statement.
Okay, 1 second. There we go.
DC is not going to be. Ooh, nice. Yeah, the 8 honestly would have done it.
Excellent.
Yeah. You have a distinct feeling as soon as you hear that is not the case.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't Dre's style. You've never seen her, but everyone knows the way she does things. She is not the burninate kind.
Yeah.
The Dragon Empress is more of the... She doesn't do things this one-dimensionally. She schemes.
Mm-hmm. She always has a plan.
It's like, this is not the way she'd do it. If she was after that, she'd send sleeper agents or something. Something a bit more sly. This is probably more so motivated. It's a red. You know reds pretty closely. This probably has something to do with the kill that Rookshack made earlier.
Yep, definitely gain revenge.
Do you convey this to us, or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is definitely sending a message. They are definitely pissed about the red that was taken out earlier.
I did not see that, so I'll take your word for it.
Since the damn orc killed the young red dragon and brought its head back to its camp.
Well, that's weird that he wouldn't actually. I mean, from what I know, I didn't think Reds were particularly known for being parents. Thought they just kind of let their kids run about free. But
I do not know if it is quite as much being a parent as it is pride in not being, being able to be taken out quite that easily. They're probably embarrassed.
hell, They can be embarrassed all they want, but we need to figure out what we're doing here. We got a few different options. Unfortunately, because we did not see an attack coming from a fucking dragon, the Dreadnought is parked right there at the outskirts of town. I guarantee you they've seen it. There is a possibility they've gotten into it. But I doubt it. It is pretty well fortified with some pretty strong arcane defenses. Hell, if we get in that thing, there is a strong chance if we time it right, we could actually shoot that dragon out of the sky. But that's a stiff chance to try to get there. I still think our best odds are probably to see about what the orcs are up to. Even if, I don't know, I never even really talked to your boss all that much, but he didn't seem like the type that would use a human town, like use a little town as bait.
No, that's not his style.
This is probably an unintended consequence. It is the bigger target. I think finding him is probably the best chance here, but we're probably going to have to do this in waves.
And here to rescue what we can. Who we can.
Girl, I understand that this is a very emotional thing for you, but you are asking for the crate. Alaska just kind of speaks up and holds her hand. Think about if it was Kylock. Think about what happened to us almost 50 years ago. It's not even been a whole 3 generations. We almost had the exact same thing happen to us. It's craziness, but we have to try to help somehow. Look, all odds are we're going to have to do this in waves and prongs. We're going to have to be smart. We cannot land right there at the shore of the town and just charge in, guns blazing. That's not going to work. That's suicide. If we attract too much attention, that dragon is swooping down, right on top of us again. And that's going to be the end of it. Finding some sort of survivor, finding the Orc clan, whatever order we need to do. We're short on time, and we need to start moving towards shore.
We have a map of Kilar up.
I do not have a map of the last city, no. I can get you to the Scrimshaw map.
Yeah, I meant Scrimshaw.
Yeah. I can do that. I did not update it for the current scenario you are in, though, but just imagine all that is. Just, that's burning.
Alright, and we're right here.
Yeah, you guys are about here or so now. You've crept along towards the boat.
So either we go straight to here and get... Or we go here.
Yes. Both have good options. Taking the longer way and circling through the Orc camp first is probably the safest plan. But the thing is, if they're not there, or worst case scenario, they did try to fight and got taken out first, I don't know. Strong chance the camp might be deserted.
Would I know that Rorschach's taken on a full adult dragon before?
You heard him say as much that was his first kill, was an adult red, in your conversation earlier. He was much younger then, but he was also much less experienced, so it kind of balances out.
And orcs get dense as they age.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel's gonna shake his head slowly like that and say,
If they win for the tribe, whoosh, taking it out.
You've got a lot of confidence in your boss. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure of everyone here within a certain radius of space, he's probably the best shot we've got.
He's Rorschach. He's taken adults before.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard he's done a really good job of it. It's just this one's brought company, an entire group of soldiers. No idea how many, but there were a lot. A couple of them were even riding on things. Some kind of big lizards.
Would Carricks know what those are?
Yeah, you would. You know that those are crag drakes. Just large predatory reptiles, not particularly intelligent. Some dragonborn tamed them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, joy, they have drag drakes. Swell.
That doesn't sound like a fun thing to fight at all.
Hmm.
I don't recall seeing more than one or two of those, though. I did see at least one of them that was shooting off magic, though. Although Dragonborn can all breathe fire, though, so if these are all red, then hard to tell if that was that, but one of them looked like they were using their hands. It's hard to tell from here. Either way, I recommend...
If we
Look, we will try, alright? We will try. We are getting to the knot, securing our way out, because here is the cold, hard reality. You've not left this valley before. If you try to leave without proper protection, you won't make it very far. You will get lost, and you will not get found again. So we're gonna have to do this carefully.
So, in relation to the town, on what direction is the big dredger things situated?
The Dreadnought was parked right around... I'd say they parked it right around here-ish.
Okay.
Towards that side. The dragon, for reference, was perched up around here or so. Not far from the longhouse that Gannock stays in here. But it took off in another direction.
Well, securing the way out of here while being safe is probably an intelligent plan. Because if we are to save all of your townsfolk, Kiva, which we will endeavor to do, at least I will endeavor to do until I die, if we are able to do that but we have no way out, that would be foolish.
Mm-hmm. It's also foolish to go in and you can't save anyone if you die either. So you gotta watch your back as well without rushing in.
We'll all watch each other's backs if it comes down to it.
Mamba will think about it a minute and go,
I think the best chance is getting into contact with the tribe and then circling back around for your machine in a pincer sort of move. Might take all these knobs with you.
Yeah, Orc Clan is definitely the best way to do this, in my opinion. That's a whole tribe. I was there with them, Crete. You weren't. They are able. They are good fighters. Well, most of them. A couple of them were a little confusing. I don't know about that one of them, the one that was always sparkling and shit.
and just Mamba nods solemnly.
You can fight.
I will take your word for it.
Just not like you might think.
Ah, alright then. Good to know. Okay, so, we agreed. We'll sail over there, towards that coast, make our way up the pass, try to go circle through the York camp, see what we can figure out there.
I forgot we had a boat. The Dredgenaught's close to the fucking shore. We could hit the orcs and circle back around to the Dredgenaught.
Yeah, could take the boat twice, yeah, so long as we're not spotted. The moon is out a little bit strong. It's not too much cloud cover. If that dragon or anything spots us and we sail too close, I have a feeling there are fire arrows or something coming our way. And this water's cold. And, you know, from what you've told us and all that, there's also those translucent giant reptile bug thingies you told us about. I don't want to deal with that shit at night. But either way, circling around's not a bad thought. And if we see anyone we can help along the way, we help. Ideally, we're going to have to update this plan as we go. That's pretty obvious.
There is quite a large chance that any part of this plan will go, as you say, tits up, I believe.
That is an accurate assessment, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to have to update with things as we go. We don't have time to think too much about contingencies. Every moment we sit here planning is another moment before that big red dragon potentially comes back. I say we just go to the camp and figure out what to do from there. If the orcs are there and they're formulating a plan, we listen. We don't really have any other intel to contribute, so we probably just go along with their plan.
Mm-hmm. And if not, we'll be closer. We'll be in the direction of the dredger, right?
Well, no, we're going to have to go through the town to get to it.
Oh.
Or we can either sneak through the woods or double back to the boat. I mean, Dragonbone don't see too well in the dark, so they might not, but there's also a lot of firelight reflecting off of that lake shore.
Mm-hmm.
So the odds of us getting spotted aren't exactly low. The longer we're out there, the worse, the bigger the risk that is.
Mm-hmm. Plus, a good portion of us aren't really the smallest things out there.
Speak for yourself, the goblin says.
It's not our fault that we were not 6 foot tall with red scales and muscles bulging out of muscles.
Hey,
Says the
it gets
fucking
the job
witch.
done. Hey, at least I can run up to a griffin and not have to worry about
Dude, it's a compliment.
Okay. I'm watching you. Watching you.
Okay, good. We're keeping a little bit of levity in this moment. That's good. Oh, okay. So that's our plan for now. Let's get in the boat. Let's quietly make our way over to the York shore. And I assume you guys do this?
With immense reluctance on Kifa's part, but
Look, I will roll and see if Alaska notices that.
I'm certain Mambo does because he's kind of right there beside her. He's gonna just keep a hand on her shoulder and
he's
just
an emotional
gently.
wreck right now, so
Yeah, that's a 17 on the die. She noticed that you're looking a little distraught. Look, I know, believe me, in your position I'd be feeling exactly the same. But we're going to do everything we can, I promise. I like this little town, and I like meeting all of you. It's nice meeting people with such a strong sense of conviction to do the right thing. Not enough dredgers are like that. And I'm going to try my best to do the right thing for all of you now as well.
thank you.
Kifa?
Kifa looks at San.
Am I gonna be like that when I get big?
No, you won't.
Okay.
You'll be
All
better
right.
than that.
Alright, so you all get into the boat, Crete, and quietly pushing it off of the shore as much as you can. Fortunately, it's a pretty quiet night, so you slip into the water, everyone just kind of keeping low, I imagine, not trying to attract any attention.
Mm-hmm.
You are sailing pretty far away from the town, so I'm not going to make you roll any checks. But...
I'd like to keep an eye out in case we do see something, though.
Oh, yeah, sure, absolutely. You guys can roll perceptions if you want to look at the town or just look around your immediate area or even look out for glass gators. That's always an option.
I definitely want to study the troops going through the town.
Absolutely. Okay, that's a 17 from Carax and a 2.
Nope.
No.
Dayu's gonna
They're all a bunch of kids.
Dayu's gonna keep an eye on the moon because if anything's flying above us, it should go over.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
So she's gonna roll a perception for that. Please roll well, asshole.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Let's start out with that. I assume, Kay, that Kifa is not rolling for this, or are you going to do that in a
I'm a
second?
bit too distraught to really focus.
That is
Although if you want me to, I can.
That's completely fair. Now, I just wanted to make sure where your head was there. Okay, so Carax, this actually is a very perfect role for you. You are studying it. Mm-hmm. You're not seeing much in the way of order from the town. From what few little red flecks you can see, those are definitely red dragonborn. Mm-hmm. They're operating very confidently and a little bit more like a mob than an organized unit at this point. But they don't look like they're walking around with their weapons out like in a rush. It's more like they're just taking in their victory.
Oh. That's
Oh
a
god,
perfect time.
it's Dragonborn KKK.
Sounds like a perfect time for a surprise attack.
Entirely possible. So, Mambo, you're confident. You know you're going to get to the clan. Rookshak's already figured this out. You're already thinking about how hard you're going to hit their heads when you get there.
Yeah, he's pretty much just close to blinded by anger.
That too. Now, Dayu, you look up at the moon. It is, I'd say, about 3/4 at this point. Very bright, reflecting off of the water, chopping it up and whatnot. You don't see anything, but for a split second, it turns into a crescent. Only you see this, and you get a brief flash in your head of your matron sitting in front of a fire. Her heterochromia eyes opening and looking you directly there, and you just get this feeling of comfort in a way, like help is on the way.
I have a feeling that something will happen that will help us. She says this and she's looking straight up at the moon and her eyes are kind of far away and distant.
Let me see here. What's a good thing I can do for this? So at that nat 20, you, as you're staring up at the moon, just a weird sense of peace and calm falling over you. You just faintly think you hear something in your head. You can't tell it's in your head at first. You just think you hear a voice coming from somewhere.
What is this? Hello?
You just say this out loud.
Like, really quietly and to herself.
Yes, I said you want to fucking...
What the shit is going on?
There's fucking hags sending me flying out like this. I ain't no nocturnal species, I tell you what. Oh! Oh shit, finally, a signal!
Did we run into a millennial? What the fuck?
Oh boy.
That you, yeah?
Yes, hello?
Oh, good, I am feeling you. Okay, I'm coming down for a landing now.
What the fuck? She's saying all this out loud and really, like, kind of like she's drunk.
Just gonna turn to stare at her.
Yeah, Carrots is looking at her like, well, that's happening.
Oh, great. The witch ate some mushrooms. This is gonna be fun.
Alright, and you all see, just kind of out of nowhere, this little streak lands on the side of the ship, but it doesn't quite hit it squarely. It kind of misses. You just hear the sound of claws scraping in wood and this little squawk as it kind of scrapes onto the floor and almost falls into the water. Eventually crawling up onto it, you see this.
Genteel. That's a neat looking little griffin.
Aww.
Oi!
That got this familiar.
Yup. Genteel touch.
Oh.
Oh, god damn it. Genteel touch.
It's like, finally found you. Been looking for tits off and all I know. Just kind of immediately, you have never seen this little guy before, and he just crawls up onto your shoulder pauldron like he's known you his whole life.
Good evening.
I mean, is it though? Looking over at the fire.
No, not really. That was what you call sarcasm.
Oh, yeah, well, we'll get along just fine. Sahandra sent me.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense than what I was thinking.
Yeah, she figured you could use a little helping hand, said that you've done very, very well, and that it was time to complete your training, and that you would know what my name meant.
Okay, what is your name? You did not introduce yourself.
Oh, I thought the mind-like thing was working. I am known as Genteel Touch. a griffin of some sort. It's hard to tell for sure. I'm technically something more of a spirit given the physical form of a griffin. But, it's fine.
You are a familiar.
Yeah, and I'm yours. You can tell to me however you choose. She just wanted the fastest possible thing that could get to you.
I think your form is very suited to what is going on right now, actually.
That was a guarded compliment, but I will take it.
That is the best you're going to get right now. I'm a little flustered.
Yeah, me too. I do not like flying at night. So, what's the deal with that over there? Just kind of pointing over there at the burning town.
That is the work of a dragon.
Oh shit, don't like those.
No, I'm not a fan either, except for this little guy is alright.
Oh shit. Like, huh. Hi there, little guy. I'm like twice your size. I'm not. Like, this is going to take a lot of getting used to for me. I'm going to apologize in advance. Okay, so, you,
We are looking for the townsfolk. They were seen running away from the burning, but we don't know exactly where they are. So we are going to rendezvous with a tribe of orcs and see what can be done.
that sounds like a logical plan.
For the most part, yes.
All right, well, good. Well, I think we're just going to have to figure this out as we go along, the two of us, and it will be a pleasure to work with you. Zahandra said you were really nice once I got to know you.
Yes, that is mostly accurate, yes.
Oh, and she had something to say for the lot of the you three as well. Looking over at the main party.
Can we hear the familiar, or I'm guessing?
He is talking out loud right now, yes.
Okay.
And you're hearing this exact voice.
Beautiful.
Just staring at him, going, okay.
Clears his throat and puts a little talon up to his beak. Best of luck to the lot of you. Take good care of this little one. She has a lot of growing to do. That's the best impression I could do, sorry.
Mostly accurate. Mostly.
Could have gone a little harder with the cackling, I admit.
It
So,
hurts your throat, so I would not recommend.
yeah. So, well, this has been a very good little moment of levity, and it's always good to have another ally in a time like this, Velasquez said, stepping forward, especially one of an avian sort of connection. Oh, so, that means familiar. That opens up quite a few possibilities. We have the best possible reconnaissance option now, which is wonderful. The only other option we really would have had would be sending in Stan or poor Muskie here, but I'd have to repair him first. You also have me. Caddis just kind of raises one hand, but otherwise isn't moving. The rogue. Yes, what I do.
What I do. My function.
My entire existence.
My prime directive. Be sneaky, yo.
Holy shit.
God damn it, Caddis. Oh. The sassiest monotone asshole.
Alright, so.
Sass that hard in a monotone.
You can relax. I will make sure that nothing will surprise us. And if need be, I am an excellent distraction. That reminds me, you ought to, see, this is the last batch we've got, but she just pulls out another batch of those little red potions. It's like more of the Crimson Gorgons. You should take those and get yourselves about as refreshed as you can. We took a bit of a scrape there inside of that ruin there. I don't think any of us are exactly in peak shape, so we should get every edge we can. You can drink it now or later.
I think I will save this.
I mean, I'm already up to max due to level up, but okay.
But more healing potions aren't bad.
What's the Crimson Gorgon do again, stat-wise?
It's literally just a long rest in a bottle.
Long rest in a bottle. Woo.
Okay, so that's basically why we're fully healed.
Okay, so
Yep.
Alright.
Have you have anything you want to do? Any particular rituals or things you need to do to prepare yourselves for this? I'd recommend you do so. We've got a few more minutes before we hit the shore.
Obligatory. This is where the shit begins.
Okay, one second. Alchemist. There it is. Would rowing over there be a short rest, or is that?
This is a long enough. You're not moving very quickly, so I'd say this constitutes short rest length of time. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going
Also,
to take one of, Kifa. I'll take one of your healing potions if you still have one, and I will improve the potency of it with Alchemist.
So what do I do, Crimson Gorgons?
You can forego the potion's die roll and regain the maximum amount of hit points that the potion can restore.
I mean, it's the longest model. I think it's already back.
You're healing. You're healing.
And
potions.
if you have any other kind of healing potions,
I don't think I have any because it's saying I have a cheat.
I have exactly one healing potion. Mabo will offer it to Kifa.
I will take that.
All I have is Stormless package and all the loot we got last session in it.
Whatever potion we have that I can improve, I will do that.
Again, I will offer it to Kifa because she is currently most squish. All besides Dave.
I have 27 hit HP.
yeah, you guys are a little higher now. So
Okay, but just if you did,
It's just that you're a little pissed off, and you might do things that would get you.
yeah, that's the logical thing
Does
to
anybody have a
decide.
hand on Kiva's shoulder right now?
I imagine most people would at the very least be trying to gauge your mood at most times. Yes, Becca, get on my dice tray.
Math rocks for Kitty.
Because I imagine the static electricity on Kiva is unusually high.
Oh yeah, no, you are straight up. You're a little bristly to the touch. Your hair's even sticking up a little. There's even the occasional little flash of sparks between your horns.
oh damn, if that was more consistent, we could get some radio. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was trying to see if you have any apps in here. To see if you have any apps in here, because everybody played the crap on a Minesweeper. Wait, I have apps? I have Minesweeper? Huh, I connect the internet with my horns. Didn't even know we could do that.
But, if Kifa turns it down, Mabo will to Dayu then.
Yeah, however much you need. Unfortunately, we're kind of strapped after what we went through in there. Yeah, we left most of what we have in the knot. That's kind of where we assumed it would all be safe.
I literally just have the one potion. That's it.
Kiva has none, but Kiva is currently in a.
That's alright. It's basically I'm just improving it so it will just heal max. So whoever
Okay.
needs it will get it at that time.
Very good.
Okay.
Then does Carrick want it?
I mean, if anyone else doesn't need it,
You're the health tank, after all.
it's true.
All right, well,
Let's see sand sheet.
if Carrick wants it. I
let's-
will offer the potion.
I'm looking to see. Hold on.
Oh, BB, I just saw his fucking sand sheet. Personality traits: best boy. Ideals to be even better, best boy. And flying. Bonds, Kiva. Plus, versatile. How dare you?
That was fun. That was fun.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I'll have Carrick's take it because
Okay.
You're going to be in the front line, so yeah.
All right, so 1 max potion, basically.
Basically.
I still got lay on hands and other nonsense.
Yep.
How much does it heal, by the way?
This is a bog standard healing potion, so it would just be the 1d4 plus 2 in this case. So you just heal. No, wait, actually, that's right. These would heal 10. So that's a 10 HP potion.
Okay.
Wait, actually, no. The house rule I had was that potion's just healed max. So we'll just say that you doubled it up to be double that.
Ooh,
So 20 HP.
Yep, it'll heal
Yeah.
20.
nice.
That's
Okay.
really nice for the HP tank.
That's
All
why I
right.
took that feat.
Carrots pockets the potion.
Almost forgot my own house rules. All right, so it has been a little bit. So you all get your things ready as you're preparing. You all just feel the gentle lurch of the boat just kind of coming to a rest on the rocky shore. It's like, all right, let's push it inland just a little bit. Don't want to make sure that they don't notice anything. Then make our way up to the camp. Weapons out, though. We have no idea what we're walking into.
Yes. Hopefully, we will find more friends than we will foe.
Ideally, yes. All right, everyone. Caution. And I will need, as you all march forward, a group stealth check.
Oh, lovely.
Deo, I'm talking to you right now. Don't.
Since I'm wearing heavy armor, I technically have disadvantage.
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
The one time I roll a decent stealth.
well,
Wow, we suck.
yeah.
You're all a little emotional. Wow. They didn't roll that much better either. Crete rolled a nat 1. Nat rolled a 7. Velasca rolled a 3. And Caddis rolled a nat 20.
Fucking course Caddis rolled a goddamn nat 20. Fucking
Caddis straight up turns invisible stealth mode style right in front of your eyes.
Yeah, and that causes Carrots to freak out and go like, what the fuck?
Relax. I am simply keeping a perimeter, he says right behind you, and he was standing about 20 feet away from you a moment before.
Don't do that.
It's like, shh, voice is low.
Shush, nothing personnel.
And Caddis just kind of disappears. It's like, and the rest of you just walk uphill, and it immediately is evident that you are all nervous as hell, and it is very hard to be quiet when you are all jangly and carrying your gear. Everyone is just on edge, a little jumpy. You faintly think you hear the sound of something, the wind rushing overhead briefly, but it turns out to be nothing.
Damn Al Griffins.
Yeah. Don't worry, you have one of their natural enemies, a diurnal griffin of a similar size. You'll be fine. So,
I was gonna say, have you seen diurnal griffins before? Like the little diurnal griffins?
So, you reach up to the top of the hillside, and as you approach, you all, with those low stealth checks, I'd say you're making enough noise that you don't immediately notice it, but you get up to the top. The camp's deserted.
Mm,
Not good.
Is it
Not-
like deserted in the way that it was burned and then they left, or did they leave without being noticed?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Alright. Making my way to investigation.
can we tell if like everything was dropped or like the moment, or was it put away or anything like that?
You
Investigation.
fucker. You
I was hoping
absolute
that
shit.
that one would be cheaper since that makes sense, but
You
Yeah.
absolute asshole.
even with disadvantage, I still have a 16 from that.
Yeah, no, it does make sense. All right, Dayu, as you're thinking and looking around, an actual owl griffin does swoop down and kind of lands behind you, just walks up at you. Gentile just turns around. You what, mate? You what? It jumps down, and they're like having a little cat fight with their backs arched and hissing at each other a little bit, except it's screeching instead of hissing.
I'm
I'll tear off your face, mate.
But when I imagine they both get on both on two legs and doing the caterpillar to fisticuffs.
A little bit.
Gentile, maybe perhaps not make the screechy noise.
Oh shit! Right. Just curls up back on your shoulder again. You win this round. This round. The owl griffin just flies off quietly. Now, those other checks. Mambo, the DC was a bit lower for you. And Carrick's would notice this. All three of you would immediately be able to tell there's no signs of distress. The fire looks like it was just immediately doused, and everyone just grabbed what they could hold that could hit things with and just took off. You see boot prints heading towards the town. But also, well, you're still at the front entrance and haven't really investigated around to the other side yet, so you would only really see that it looks like they all just kind of left en masse.
They're heading for the town.
At least I believe they're probably going to help.
I'm pretty sure that we would have heard at least one wah by now if they'd actually gotten there, though.
They're planning something.
That does check out with your boss, pointing up at you, Mambo. He's not the rush in blindly type, from what I can tell. I mean, he's carrying like a bunch of big hooks, if anything. I bet he's setting up a trap. Although they're not here, which complicates things, because we don't know where they are. I mean, we can follow their tracks, but...
Let's follow the tracks to the town. To the town, at least.
Yeah, see where they go. I mean, those of you with good night eyes like myself, keep a sharp eye out. There may be Dragonborn wandering around the woods down there on the other side of the town. There may not. Be very careful. Alright. You see no signs of it. There's no weapons to be found of any kind. But as you are walking by, you pass that one ritual rock that you had your confrontation earlier with Gitbane and all of that. And you faintly hear something in your head this time, Mambo. I got quiet on my end all of a sudden. Did you guys hear that?
We're waiting and
Gotcha. Sorry, everything got quiet. Alright, so. Two turtles. Gets a bit more faint than it was before, but it's the same exact recognizable voice of your crumpus-stumping big boss of a god. Man, audio is not being nice to me right now.
I don't think anybody's talking right now.
Nobody's talking.
I'm not.
Raven, you there?
Raven?
Raven?
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Well. Hello?
Right at the suspenseful
Raven?
moment.
Ain't that just the way?
Better not fall asleep, you bastard.
Give me blue balls, Raven. Why would you do this?
You fiend.
Not again. Well,
Net issues? Question mark?
potentially, I mean, he's still logged in. Maybe he stepped away for a second.
He didn't even see a BRB though.
Didn't be right
Yeah,
back
he
then.
generally does. And he normally mutes.
That is odd. Oh dear.
Mm.
Well, this is a good time to take a break anyway, so let's everybody get done what they need to. Get a snack, get a bathroom break, whatever you need. We'll wait for him to come back. Give it
Alright,
Okay.
minutes.
I shall get some water. BRB.
Yep.
Oh, that kind of sucks. I was wondering why
Yeah.
he was being quiet.
That is awful timing. It happens sometimes. Yeah, it's showing he's online, clear as a beacon.
Hmm.
So either his net is acting funky, he stepped away, or he fell asleep on Mike again.
We can usually hear him snoring if he does that. I'm not getting a lick of sound. That is very weird.
We might need to ask Newt to send him something. That or something happened that he had to immediately be taken away, like say his water main broke again and he had to go fix it.
Yeah,
Or
I
his parents dragged him away to do something that he had no say in.
Yeah, he's even still logged in on Roll20 just fine. Wonder if it's an audio. I mean, if it's an audio thing, he would have just typed. All odds are he either stepped away or fell asleep, which I doubt. Stepped away is the most likely thing.
Yeah, he seemed pretty awake to me. Usually when he falls asleep, he sounds like he's gonna fall asleep before we even start.
Okay, let me see.
So still, we may have to ask you to call on him to see what's up.
Yeah. Not a bad idea, for sure.
Did you ask her, or should we?
I didn't, but someone else can if they want.
Yeah, I'll ask her.
Wait.
Oh, that was shady.
Yeah, got my attention too. Let's see here.
And back.
Hello, hello. Still nothing on Raven's end yet. Sudden having to get BRB is probably the most likely thing. It happens. It's all good. I can go a little later tonight if need be. I just can't be too loud if I'm doing that.
Has the gremlin finally passed out?
He passed out a while ago before I even logged in, thankfully. He fought pretty hard, though, today. Fought pretty hard.
Reeves!
Reese?
There you are.
Sorry, I got called.
Oh.
Yeah, I figured that's what it was. I just got called away pretty suddenly.
Yeah, we didn't hear BRB, and it was like
Yeah,
moment.
it was a funny time. Very funny timing. I just had Untack whisper to you, and I got absolutely nothing left, and everyone was just waiting in anticipation for a response.
Just like blue balls. Why would you do
Sorry.
this to me? No, it's alright.
It's all good. It's all good.
Shit
Just
happens.
Can I ask for a repeat performance?
That's fine. It was just all I said was just that you just heard a very faint little tusk in your head. It sounds kind of further away.
Oh, on hearing that, Mambo will close his eyes and try and focus on it.
Untack.
Just kind of, it sounds very almost labored in a manner of speaking. Just Three crops approach. But I fear these crumps are of a more kiddish nature. Things be happening, setting in motion now. Too big for Papa Untak himself to contain.
Oh, fuck.
That's why I'm gonna need you. A soul boy as strong as yourself. You and your war band. Accept my blessing.
I'm ready.
No, you ain't.
As ready as I'll ever be, Ontak. Now we'll take this challenge head on.
Good answer. And you just, in your head, it's just this overwhelming wah echoing out just into your very bones, down to your DNA. And the funny thing is, your body starts to glow green. And all the rest of you, actually, after a moment, you'd all suddenly feel this immense power trip like you just had raw testosterone pumped into your veins.
I imagine like when Thanos gets the Infinity Stones with all green energy on the sword.
Yeah, not far off of it, yeah.
It works. Steroids are a hell of a drug.
Yep. You all got a little bit of big wog energy from that, and that is how we will flavor the surprise level up from earlier. It's not like immense, like anime cutscene kind of thing. But you all just feel suddenly this little rush. Like you suddenly feel very strong, very confident. It's how Mambo feels most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
When his eyes open, they're blazing green for a few seconds before slowly ebbing back to their natural glowing blue.
Crump 'em good. Kick the asses of every kid you see.
Into the ground.
And deeper still. You feel the energy of a fist bumping into your own.
I will bro fist my god, yes.
Brovus the gods. Holy
Like,
fuck.
You all right there? The Minotaur just kind of gestures at you. Kind of spaced out for a second there.
He's a message from Untak. A warning and a blessing.
Your Orc God just spoke to you just now. Velasca just kind of paces forward. Oh, that is actually very reassuring. Oh, one of the few active gods I keep forgetting actually exists.
I guess you always hear like, oh yeah, I forgot the orc god exists. It's like, Marvel's like, why?
Like, I'm not an orc. Not exactly. Just kind of does a little mock flex, and there's just these tiny little brittle bird bones. It's like, well, that is definitely an exciting prospect for this. Hopefully, that little touch of godness will help you guys out with that. Because everything up to this point was the easy part.
Kind of left before the result of the investigation went off. Could we tell anything from the abandoned camp?
You missed that too. Okay, yeah. The orcs just as soon as you get the vibe that the second the dragon appeared, they doused all their fires, grabbed all their weapons, and all their boots prints show them marching into the forest towards the town.
Okay, so they're basically setting up an ambush.
It looks that way, considering that, as Nat said, not a single wall had been shouted since they'd started watching the events go down. So they're definitely working on setting up a trap or something.
Oh, then Marvel's just kind of like pointing the direction of the tracks are heading.
That was the consensus the rest of the group had. So yeah, that is
As long as they're heading towards the town, which is Kifa's caveat for going there.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're not going to run away from a fight they think they can win.
And you didn't get a good look at how many Dragonborn were wandering through that town, but all odds are there probably were a decent amount.
I know my tribe's like in the low hundreds, maybe.
At least the better part, at least around 800, I'd say.
Yeah. Didn't look like there was more than maybe 200 or 300 Dragonborn at most.
It's hard to say for sure. You'll have to find out.
It's a small town, and you're going to occupy them with like 500 dudes? Come on. It's like,
All
it's just resource management.
Yeah. So, you all...
Again, red dragons like to show off, so who knows?
Hard to say for sure. So, what do you guys do?
Keep us following the tracks so long as the tracks are heading towards the town, as well as keeping an eye out, making sure that.
Mm-hmm.
All
right.
People ran towards the woods, so.
Absolutely.
Definitely
You all...
remember once to go.
Yep. You can roll perceptions and stealths if you so choose.
Ah, both. I actually have a slightly higher stealth than I do.
Okay.
But it's at a disadvantage, so I'm going to roll perception.
Alright, let's see.
Stealth.
I should have taken the stealth.
Oh,
Yeah, you can.
Investigation?
You can roll both.
Investigation,
This is perception for now. Investigation will be as you start getting closer to town. Right now, it's just more about watching your surroundings.
Okay, stealth.
Okay, we can roll stealth and investigation? Or perception?
In perception, yes.
Okay, I'll
Thank
go
you,
ahead and...
Dale.
Keep a roll of 715.
Oh, look!
So.
Level 13. Luck.
Not bad at all. Okay, so it's not a bad collection of rolls. Let me just roll a little bit here for a second to make sure that the rest of the group is doing well. Okay, not bad, not bad.
Everybody sucks it up at Caddis. We already know how this goes.
You don't even know where Caddis is at this point.
It's kind of funny having a team with almost no stealth capacity.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to figure that out.
Like, Dayu's probably the best stealther, but yeah, she's not really built for stealth.
Yeah, every party's got its things. So, you're all marching through. The woods are quiet. There's not a sound of an insect, no large flora or fauna that you can hear moving about. You don't hear the sounds of any people moving about either. The boot tracks get a little bit harder to spot as you get into the underbrush. You start to see some of them branching off towards the mountains. But only some, and they're doing it gradually and in pieces. It doesn't really look like there's one consistent order of everything, but it does at the very least look like there is a plan in place. Now, in Karax, you don't have dark vision, so this isn't something you're really figuring out.
yeah, he's just following the shapes he came in with.
Yeah, you're using the firelight as a guide, and as you guys are getting closer, you're starting to smell it. You're fortunate that there's a little bit of a river separating you from the town, as well as one single bridge that thankfully is made of stone, but that fire does not smell pleasant. Lots of burning thatch, burning wood. You don't smell burning flesh at the very least, at the very start of things. It does not appear to be any immediate signs of combat. As you reach the edge of the tree line, the lone bridge and the river are before you all. We've got a few options here. Crossing the bridge.
Do we see anything new from here?
Roll a perception check.
Okay.
A 10. Okay, not bad. Okay. Alright, as you're approaching from the edge of the tree line, you immediately motion for everyone to get behind cover as you see two Dragonborn marching towards the bridge. You no rolls for stealth. That's what your stealth checks earlier were for, and thankfully you passed. Caddis carries you as usual.
I imagine Caddis is fucking already in the town doing Assassin's Creed shit.
Yeah, probably.
Just
Yeah.
walking down Main Street.
Yeah, you guys are going to show up at the dragon, and it's going to be like Kaldor Drago and that one text-to-speech bit. I've already defeated him! Alright, so you all crouch low into the brush line, everyone just trying to keep as quiet as possible. Some of the larger of you having to pick bigger trees or rocks to hide behind. You can faintly hear, as they're approaching and patrolling the bridge, a conversation in Draconic.
Ooh.
So those of you who know that tongue,
Which Kifa does.
yep, so you two would immediately start hearing, say, hell of a scrape back there, huh? Say, yeah. Say, didn't expect it to have that old codger to have that much fight in him. I hear the old bear's still giving the captain hell up on the hilltop. It's like, shit, really? He's been going for like 2 hours. Yeah, they've sent out half the platoon after that white bastard, and he's taken every single one of them out. Of course, from what I hear, he's like summoning lightning and shit. I have no idea how that even works, man.
Fucking hell yeah. No.
Storm Herald hilarious.
Gano just
Mother-
noob stomping.
Motherfucking
Oh, there-
magnets, man.
As I said, he's a storm herald, so
Oh yeah, he's fucking up their day.
Come at me if you think you're hard enough.
Dude, in the distance, do we hear thunder?
there's rumbling. It's hard to tell exactly what. Mostly you're just hearing the sounds of burning buildings. It's like, these are a resourceful little town. Kind of surprised it stayed this close to the mountains for this long. Yeah, well, it's gone now, right? Most of them. That other bear managed to get a really good number of them out to the woods. Oh, that's what you heard? Oh, they got him. It's like, no, that's old intel, old news. It was a decoy. See, shot up one of our advanced scouts right through the throat. Took most of what looked like the younger, less fighting-inclined folk. Though there's this one old hobgoblin in the town square that I hear as, well, they've sent a couple waves out after him, but I think they're gonna wind up getting him down soon. Probably.
Alright, we've. Ross, from it sounds like, also took a bunch of the younger and less combat inclined out away. Ganok is taking them to the hills and is doing relatively well, all things considered. But Goro, his name is Goro, right?
Yep, they are clearly talking about Goro.
But Goro needs our help in this town square. By the sound of it, most of the platoon is already vacated the town to try to pursue the others. This might be our chance to hit them and save whoever's left.
We going for the treasure or your ball?
We might be better suited to split off for that, actually. Thinking about it. If you want to rescue anybody, we don't need to put all our eggs in one basket here. All odds are we need to get somebody that now is probably going to be guarded, and not all of us are stealthy.
Got us.
You know how your treasure works more than we do. We will help keep us people.
That's probably the best way to do this. You just clear a path for us, make a distraction. We'll make our way to the knot. Trust me, when we start it up, you will know.
From the sound, from the look of it, I think the dragon flew off because of the orcs.
It's entirely possible.
From what I'm making a guess by their footprints, it looks like they're strategically surrounding the mountain where the dragon is.
That definitely sounds like something a dragon hunter would think of with an army at his disposal. Get the high ground, you know?
Would I know if that's how Rookshack operates?
You've heard stories before that he's killed dragons multiple different ways. He uses his environment.
Okay,
So
he's
that is 100% in his playbook.
Okay. Just nod at that.
That's Kiva's guess based on the fact that the orcs are strategically branching off at intervals.
Hey, that is 100% a valid hypothesis.
As they go around the mountain, so...
Mamba would rather that they were helping the town, but if you crush the dragon, the rest of these schmucks are not going to stand.
It's hard to say. You know Rookshack's priority is probably the dragon.
Yeah.
But who knows? It looked like almost the entire clan. You didn't even see any of the snots or anything with their tracks left behind there. So who knows exactly what that's going to mean.
We can see right now.
Just the two patrolling the bridge right now. There's just too much of a burning wall of flames between buildings to really be able to see much. One of
Okay.
the buildings comes crashing down, thatch roof, everything just kind of collapsing in a loud burst. The two dragonborn kind of jump back and start laughing at the sound of that.
Would keep know whose house that went down?
You would know, yes. Let's just say that it was. Wow, Beckett. Way to almost knock my headphones out of the socket. He's being playful. Okay, so. Do not chew on my headphone cord, you damn cat.
It was made for cat teeth.
Okay, so. You would know that was. I will roll actually real quick here. Yes. That was actually Fife's home. The assistant, the Furbolg assistant town guard.
That was Five's house.
Right. So, just gonna kind of gesture to the two dragonborn, like, are we gonna start thinning their numbers here?
Well, you don't have to do that actually, because there's a couple of very. Oh shit. Yeah, there's some very powerful sneak attacks coming their way right now.
Oh, Caddis.
Hi, Caddis.
Oh, I love you.
He was going to suggest using thaumaturgy in the river to get them all in the river, then lightening up the river.
Well, this is an even stealthier option, and after that nat 20, Caddis is feeling brave. All right, this is a lot of d6s real quick, and this is with a short sword.
Finesse.
Shit.
Is he performing a fucking Assassin's Creed double assassination?
Oh, yeah, except you can't see him doing it. You just see them vaulting from it all of a sudden, just as they both just kind of vault, their own weight being thrown against them. Blood spurting out from their necks as they both fly into opposite sides of the bridge into the river. And that was... Okay, let me roll the sneak attacks here for Caddis's level. Oh yeah, no, they both dead.
They both did.
He's just showing off now.
Like, he just rematerializes back. It's like, oh, so that's how long it lasts. Good to know. Just kind of does a little two-fingered salute at all of you and motions for you all to approach.
Oops, that's our option.
Can we get any gear off the Dragonborn?
They're both in the river, so you'd have to go in after them.
At this point, it's probably a good idea.
Well, going in the river would make more noise, so
Up to you guys.
Keith is just gonna push on forward.
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
Yeah.
Let me see if any one of them has something that could potentially help with that. Oh shit, Nat has that spell. Alright, Nat, you cast Tensor's floating disc over right where one of the corpses was landing. It just kind of floats up out of the water and, okay, easy does it, and brings it over to you. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Well, supplies, potions, weapons aren't a bad idea, or armor, that's low priority. We can loot later.
Nothing super exciting. These two are kind of grunts.
Yeah.
They don't really have anything better than what you've got now.
Okay. Anything like papers or orders or anything like that?
Nothing you can see.
All right.
Also, if they had papers, they'd be wet from the river, so...
That they would.
Yeah, but still.
Hey, good to ask those questions. Very thorough. Okay, so
Someone might have mending. I don't know.
Actually, Alaska does, but I don't know if that restores print on wet ink. So
It just returns objects to their normal state. It doesn't have any qualifiers.
That is true. So,
I'm
okay,
gonna have to BRB again. Sorry.
that's all right. I actually need to get a snack myself, so I will BRB.
And I'm gonna go check on the state of dinner.
Like I said, we can go a little later tonight if need.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Oh god, I'm often in control of everything by proxy. Yes. I ain't gonna do shit. is quite the conundrum right now. Wait, no, it's not. And now you get a 3-minute interlude with my dulcet tones. Enjoy, Internet. Enjoy with all your hearts. Or don't. Making my way downtown. Just making my way downtown. Making my way downtown. Just making my way downtown.
All right. Doritos acquired.
Nice.
Okay. Beckett, you have the zoomies, don't you?
I heard that.
Mm-hmm. He's running around the living room floor just swatting at everything he sees.
Ah, so that's where the energy of the little gremlin went.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. If Beckett goes to sleep, does that mean you'll get it?
It's entirely possible. And he just ran across the counter table. Cool. You do you, cat.
I'm back.
Hello.
Welcome back. Beckett made himself be heard.
Oh, did he mute?
Yeah,
when
you'll
I was
hear it.
gone?
You watch the recording, you will hear a very pronounced little earlier. He's got the zoomies. He's running around in circles right now.
I'd opened the door for my assholes, but one of them goes where I don't want them to. So
Mm-hmm.
he has to be kept out.
Perfectly logical.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I was just going to ask if he thought that Caddis would be his most competent member.
No, Cat has started as a joke.
Well, he sure ain't anymore, is he?
No, he has rapidly shown himself to be incredibly competent. He's kind of carried their team.
What's up?
Caddis. Caddis is fucking crazy.
I didn't expect it to be him that would roll so exceptionally well. Last session, that bigger construct beat the shit out of him. Knocked a good chunk of his health out.
He's a rogue. Direct confrontation is not his thing.
Still, though, even then, he was doing really goddamn well.
Mm-hmm.
Out of curiosity, is he a thief subclass or?
He's actually a scout.
Hmm. That's a good subclass. One of my favorite of the rogues. There's a lot of fun rangers yet. Considering how he fucking executed those guys, I was like, is he an assassin? No, I don't think he'd be an assassin.
If he was, he would have been operating a little differently up to this point. He's a scout. He's just got his weird quirk of, having like full-on Ghost in the Shell existential crises every waking moment about what his true existence actually looks like.
I must be a cat. I will be a cat. I actually kind of designed a Warforged-esque thing, but like it's kind of like what for Warforged was built to resemble a certain race instead of just kind of like generic humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
I just call it the Forged, and like it has one trait where you could just take a trait from an existing race, like, kind of like the Revenant, but not exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of its abilities are kind of just slightly more bland or downplayed versions of Warforged. So you can get that flavor you want. Make that Mecha Durkenborn if you want to. Oh, hang on. I'm just getting fussy again.
I hope you're all having fun with this build-up and suspenseful session so far.
I am.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are right about at the shit hitting the fan, so...
Yeah, once you kill some dudes, it's like, oh, it's time to take this shit seriously now.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Excellent. Let me finish this chip. Mm-hmm. My doctor says I have a chronic mastication problem.
I would make a joke and drop off of Discord, but I'm kind of scared that I won't be able to get back on.
In other words, I win.
Yeah, you fucker.
Okay, so back to things where I have all the power in the scenario.
Wow.
Nah, I'm kidding. I actually have very little power in any capacity. The dice decide almost everything at this point.
Ugh.
It's even worse.
Yeah, it is.
These dice don't like us.
Dice can be very fickle creatures. Alright, so you enter into the town. How exactly are you going about this?
Dayu's gonna keep as low as she can. You know,
Even if
taking
you want-
advantage of the fact that she's black.
Yeah,
Keep us ash colored, so I think that would also help.
it would in this case. Now, I also will need a marching order.
Tifa knows this town, so she probably should be near the front.
Mhm.
That's a good idea.
Dayu will stay in the middle because she's not stupid.
Ferex will be behind Kifa.
Alright, cool. And Mambo bringing up the rear.
And what about the rest? They're all breaking off to go to the dredger.
Yeah. As you all advance in, yeah, they start splitting off little by little, sneaking off their own way. Velasca just looks at you and goes, "Be careful. We'll see you soon."
Good luck.
No, good luck to you. You've got the much harder task. So Nat just kind of gives you a little salute to say, "Welcome, dead."
That's the intent.
Crete just kind of looks over and goes, you will see it when we get it turned on, but we are not going to have long. Doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing. When that thing comes on, if you want to get out of here, you book it. You head right for us."
Understood.
I can't promise what's going to happen. I can't guarantee nothing, but we're going to do everything within our power to make the best possible result out of this.
Alright.
And Caddis just gives a little two-fingered salute, and as the three of them walk off, he starts walking off, then is walking in place for a second, and somehow moonwalks back to you guys. They can handle it. You need someone watching your back going into the line of fire.
It'll be nice to have you, Caddis.
Caddis, I could not ask for a more steadfast friend than you, I believe.
Oh.
You honor me, Kitty.
Okay.
To the town square where they said,
That is a joke.
I know it is. It is very funny.
I should not be joking. People's lives are at risk. Come. Just kind of pulls a cowl up over his metallic face. And yeah, the town square is what you heard. And as you start to make your way closer into the heart of town, advancing in, you do start to see a few things. Unpleasant things. You do see bodies. Some of them people you recognize. Arrows in their back, slashing wounds. Looks like these were the people that got hit first. But you also see a greater number of dragonborn bodies laying about too.
So who specifically, or just the random?
Just randos that I didn't send names to. Nobody you recognize from the list yet. You start to see as you're getting closer to the square more and more of the fresh ones, and then you do start to hear the sounds of battle. And we will jump over to this map. Alright, you guys will be entering in from down here, bottom right.
Bottom right, you say?
Yes, I do say. Boop.
Wow, we're small.
Aren't we all in the grand scheme of things?
You can increase yourself up to the 4 squares.
We can't.
I can't.
I will do that for you. Boop.
I believe only DM can do that.
That is a thing, yes. And shoop. And lastly, we need our Orky boy. There we. Oh,
Also,
wait,
you need to figure out how to rescale things grid wise.
Yeah, it's tricky, but I can figure that out.
This is 30 feet.
Yeah, well, for the sake of gameplay, the map was designed for that. I didn't have time to change these over to that new top-down system, which would have been a lot easier. For now, we'll just operate under this.
So, this would be like not 40 feet, but maybe 50.
We'll say that a square counts, like, it'll be 2 squares for 5 feet, so.
Okay, so that would be 20 feet then.
And drop our Orky boy right here. Raven must be our beat again. Okay, so we are all here. And as you all approach, you start to hear some sounds of battle. Just various sounds of crackling. You hear swords clanging. You hear bodies falling. As you approach enough to the edge where you can actually peer in, you can see several dead dragonborn laying about in the square. And beaten to absolute hell, barely able to stand, is old Goro, guard captain of the town. Gnarled up old hobgoblin with a long sword in his hand. Looks like he's barely able to stand, but he has taken out way more than these dragonborn clearly expected him to. They are keeping their distance and circling around warily.
So if we attack now, do we get a surprise round?
It would be a surprise round if you jumped in.
Because I don't think Keith is going to really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
That is 100% fair.
All right.
But how to flavor this?
Up to you.
So if I came up behind them, would I get an advantage on attack?
It would be from stealth, so yeah, there's a lot of fire noise, sounds of battle.
All right then. I was right here, so. All right, Kiefer. You just did.
Alrighty.
So my level 3 stuff, can I use it now, or do you want to flavor it for later?
Say again? Your level 3 stuff? Oh, you can use it now.
Because Kiefer incense just.
We got God juiced.
That you do, yeah. As you step forward, you are seeing the violence. You are seeing someone you know and care about just getting walloped. And it just looks like he can barely hold on anymore. You hear him saying a few things, but over the din of all the confusion, it's hard to tell exactly.
So Keith is going to lightning spear this fuck.
All right, you hit him. All right. That definitely hits the guy. All right, then.
That's 4 points of lightning damage.
4
And that's
points of
surprise round,
lightning.
so that's everyone else.
Yeah, well, you're the only one that initiated that attack, so everybody else would have to jump in right at the exact same time in the active ambush to do so.
Stan was on my back, so I imagine Stan could do it too.
You could if you want.
When Dayu sees that she's moving, she's gonna run over this way. She's gonna use feline agility to get as far over here as she can, so she can see what's going on from behind. So,
All right,
like,
you can
right
do that.
here.
You can do that.
And
So what's going on?
Gentile's coming with me. He's gonna
You guys-
fly up here. Can he perch here without being seen?
Yes, he's pretty small. Nobody's paying attention to a bird. All right, so you move your way up there. They've started a surprise round. Kifa could not hold back anger at the sight of Goro, the guard captain, surrounded on all sides and looking really beaten to hell.
Alright,
Okay.
I see this guy then.
Yeah, that one is clearly a spellcaster. You see there's not just fire coming out of his snout, but also his hands.
Alright, well, I can still attack after running, right?
Yes, this is all happening subsequently, so if you guys are going to be doing anything for the surprise round, this is the time.
All right.
Oh, you fucker.
Am I already on the board, or do I need to move?
You'll need to move, yeah.
That's
I
not
put
gonna
you
hit.
on. It does not, and that will spoil surprise round in that case. But if anyone else had anything they planned on doing, or if they were hanging back, either way. So yeah, Kifa, you just kind of sneak up angry and you hold out your hands, just wondering, please let this work this time. Not even entirely sure what's guiding you to do so, and all of a sudden there's just this little burst of electricity that shoots out of your hand, latching right onto this guy's metal armor, and he just stiffens up. He doesn't even make that much noise at first. But then as soon as the initial shock of that passes, he just screams this reptilian, raspy cry, which causes this guy over here and all the others to just lurch suddenly and look as your bolt of lightning, Dayu, just arcs past and hits the ground right near his feet. Ambush! They shout out in Draconic, and I need initiative.
I can't select my token.
Oh, that's weird. Hold on. Why don't you I did drop it down myself. Why don't you drop it down?
Got a 10?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can select that one.
Yep, I will increase your size.
Oh, hold on.
It's my guff.
Let me try this again.
It opened up all of my music. Why do you do this?
Now you know how much it feels.
Yeah, it sucks. All right, so here we go.
Go, my boy. You rolled decent on initiative. Yeah.
So with... how does this one sound?
That's
Yeah,
a
this
boom.
works. That's gonna work. All right,
This is
so
a try to beat. Huh.
okay, so that's our initiative to start with. So we got a 20, a 10, a 9, and okay, so Sand goes right after you, so that works. All right, so I did not get one. Okay, so Deus is a 17, but it didn't show up. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, and I'm not technically on there either, but Stan is.
Yeah, well, you two will go at the same time, so it's fine.
Roll 20.
Fucking drunk.
Roll 20, do what it want. It don't cur.
You don't care.
Okay.
Concentration. Yes, you are concentration. We're into combat with that up.
That's odd. Even I can't select your token. It's not letting me, anyway. Oh, wait, there we go, there we go. Okay, add turn. You had a 17. So that's it for that. Alright, so you'll go second. That Karax will bring up the rear. Now for Caddis, Goro, and the Durgan boys. Gentile will also go right after your turn, Dayu.
Yep.
Caddis with Dex is a 14, so not super high. Goro, pretty wiped out. Yeah, that's a 5. He won't be going very early.
I can actually do that now.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of fun new shit to break out on these boys. All right, so
Hey, guys, I have a deadly premonition. And what's that? I think we're level up test dummies.
It's weird. Why is she gonna think that?
dude, that's why would you even say that?
I
It's
have
so
a
mean.
deadly premonition.
Well, tell your deadly premonition to shove it. Nothing's gonna go wrong, man. Nothing's gonna go wrong today.
We're
And
all
on
gonna
that
live
note-
forever.
You said you had a deadly premonition when you heard something to say "wah" in the mountains earlier.
All right, so I'll keep telling you, man. The whirling wampus is out there, man.
The fuck.
Okay, so that's enough levity. Let's get back to killing things. Mambo, it's your turn.
Raves? Raves?
Oh, sorry.
There you go. We're on the hair trigger. Okay, so it is your turn.
Let me see here.
We've ruled that with the way this map is scaled, 2 squares is 5 feet.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So it's roughly double the
Yep.
the main. That'd be 15 feet roughly.
Yep.
You get like right here between these two boys. Want
Yep.
it?
That is your maximum movement range. You
This guy's
would
not
get it.
dead.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
Goro.
That's Goro.
Yep, you would get one attack of opportunity from this guy, but that is perfectly something you can do.
How's Goro looking? Like is
Oh,
is
he
wounded
is.
at all?
He's beaten to hell. He looks like he's barely standing. He has been fighting this entire group.
That fucking decides what I'm doing. I'm going 60 feet right there, motherfucker.
All right, then. One attack of opportunity from this guy as he's turning around and seeing this sudden group, hearing the ambush cry.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Wow, that's a nat 20 from this Dragonborn.
Fuck me sideways.
All right, hold on. He's only got, I believe he's got a, he's just got a short sword. So he just suddenly he is very jittery, kind of shaking a little bit. It's just, shit, and he swings. It's like, I keep telling you, I heard a wog, man. I heard a wog. And Draconic. He does, oh, lucky you. That is just 3 points of slashing damage to you as you rush by. Just kind of catching you on the bicep a little bit.
They're just running by, and Mumbo would unleash a wall as he runs over, standing between Goro and these boys, and he's gonna dump He's gonna dump, 10 points of healing into Goro.
10 points of healing to Goro. Okay.
Lay on hands.
Lay on
And he's
hands.
just gonna stand menacingly between him and the other Durgans.
Very good. Okay. You notice all the little cuts and scrapes and everything just slowly healing on his face. Just, you, the orc that helped us fight. He looks over. Goro can see all of you. He just shouts over you, "What are you doing here?" He's panicked very clearly at the sight of all of you here, especially looking at you, Kifa and San.
Mumbo will turn to him, and as he eyes her, and his mask is actually setting off little bits of just green static and just
Mhm.
energy, because it's his religious icon, basically.
Mhm.
And he's like,
There be a reckoning coming. You hold fast and strong.
If you say so. He's just going to ready himself in his own stance, looking a little bit like he's got a second wind going. The other Dragonborn are
Hey,
considerably...
Second wind, you say?
He is a fighter, yes. It's not his turn yet, though. Is that turn?
yeah, it's turn for me.
Excellence.
I don't think I can do anything else.
No, I don't believe so. All right, then, you.
Well, seeing her her orky pal run through, she remembers something from her training and hopes that it works.
Mm-hmm. I had a feeling.
Oh, that's a wall of text.
Enlarge, reduce. You're being enlarged.
All right. Well, as you're standing there, Mambo, very confident, this Dragonborn kind of squaring off at you with a short sword, this one over here with brandishing magic between his hands, you feel something. Just this surge of green light from your eyes just growing bigger. Your body starts to glow green in its entirety as Mario mushroom noises. You are able to look up and you make eye contact with this tiny griffin sitting on the stovepipe. Just, oh, you're a large one, ain't you? You're confused because you didn't know any of your friends could do that. But you are now large. You are now mumbo jumbo.
Dayu starts to laugh as this fucking works. It's like, ah, ah, ha, ha.
We're going to pull a King Kong and just beat his chest.
Do it, man. Do it.
Yeah, just beat chest and unleash just a booming log.
It's like, oh, okay then. You are now large. So you get all of those benefits. Let me see here. Yeah, you're twice the size. Weight is multiplied by 8. So yeah, you do an extra D4 on every attack. And have advantage on anything strength related.
I enlarged the paladin.
Enlarging a paladin is a fantastic thing to do.
That gives me plans, I want you to know.
Fucking
Good.
grab a Dragonborn and just fucking Kobe it into the fucking smokestack.
Damn it, how'd you figure out my plan?
It's that, or you start swinging the sword like that, or you start swinging your hunting horn around like Surtur at the end of Thor Ragnarok.
I think I can golf swing this little bitch.
All right, you got plans. Okay, so that is what you can do. Do you have any commands for Gentile?
Gentile. Let's see, what does he want? What do you want him to do? Well, I kind of want him to come over here and fly around and give him advantage.
Ah, fun.
Or like the +2 or whatever. it
Give
is.
give him flanking. Fun. Okay. So yeah, as this Dragonborn's just brandishing weapons, just looking up, just thinking, ah, shit, I didn't know orcs could do that. So all of a sudden, he just feels something kind of pecking at the back of his head. Turns around, nothing's there. Turns back around, clawing at the head again. Turns around, nothing's there.
Actually, he's doing the help action, so now it actually is advantage.
Even better. So
Shouldn't
yeah,
have thought that orcs were related to Namekians.
well, hey, I mean,
They're both green.
Wow.
I know.
They reproduce asexually.
And both have a spiritual and fighting culture.
I mean, hey, the connections are there. You got to say. All right, so
Storks.
And when they're first introduced, they're introduced as always evil.
they were introduced as basically demons. Then you find out they're just alien slugmen. All right, so it's Caddis's turn, unless you had something else you wanted to do.
No, I think that's it. Although she
All right.
will try to find some cover from Mr. Spelly Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Would she be able to move back over here without being burned by the fire?
Yeah, that's the edge of the fire. You're fine. You could have also hid right here behind this boulder.
Oh, okay.
Both
I'll
would
do
have
that.
worked.
I'll take cover there.
Yep, you have 3/4 cover with that, which still is very helpful. Okay, now it's Caddis's turn. Caddis will, let me see here. He's a rogue, so there's definitely some benefits to what he can do here. Bonus actions dashing. How far would that get him? Pretty damn far, I'd say.
If normal is 60, he probably 120 would be the range on
Yeah.
this map.
He could, yeah, no, he's totally going to do this then. All right. Caddis brandishes out the short sword and just fucking books it right here. The guy's already used his opportunity attack and just gets completely blindsided. He doesn't even like register Caddis as there until he's already passed. Caddis circles around behind the mage.
Oh yeah.
Just in a blur of motion. Oh, 19 on the die from Caddis. Motherfucker, he's rolling good tonight. So that is a d6 of damage from that. No, okay, just a 1. That's still 5 points. And then sneak attack. That's 1 point away from max damage on sneak. Okay, so that is, I swear, I will take pictures. I would record this shit. He is rolling exceptionally well.
It's Caddis. We believe it.
22 points of damage to this mage.
Oof.
Okay, the mage is standing there just about to attack, launch a fireball at you. A blade comes out like right through the breastbone. Retracts back out. He's not dead yet, but he is clutching at himself. He has been mortally wounded very clearly from the surprise robot stab. As the short sword retracts into Caddis's wrist, he doesn't even say anything. He's just staring absolute daggers at him as he turns around and sees this metal man with no facial expressions at all staring him right the fuck down. If I had to describe Caddis's appearance, for those of you who have seen Astartes, he kind of looks like the Psychers in that. In terms of the way his helmet kind of is patterned and his eyes are glowing and shit. That's how I picture him anyway.
You know, because of all the cat things, I always picture him as just like a faceless metal cat girl.
I mean, there's also that. You haven't seen what he looks like under the cloak yet.
His helmet has little cat ears.
Hey, you joke. He very well might. All right, so that is his turn, which means
Question.
Kifa, your turn.
Can Sand take the help action?
Sam can take the help action, yes.
It's basically a pumped up familiar, or it's the equivalent of like a Beastmaster pet.
At lower levels, it's something between familiar and Beastmaster pet. Mid-game and above, though, they basically become your class abilities. So, yeah. He can use help action.
I'm keeping Sand hidden on my back for now, but I'm going to let him help me out.
All right.
So these guys can't see Sand, but Sand can give me motivational support.
He certainly can. Okay. What are you doing?
Now let's see. You hate to see it happen.
Not quite enough, unfortunately. It's pretty close to the AC of this mook. You bring your blade out, but he already felt that zap from you. He'd already seen a lot of things. He's kind of panicky right now because he did not expect this kind of opposition. You could tell it's been kind of a cakewalk for them. You bring out the katana and swing down. His saber catches it.
Even with advantage, god damn, roll 20 hates Kifa.
Don't worry.
Never rolled any good at all.
Hey, you hit with that spell attack earlier. Don't you worry. There's things coming. There's always a windfall where you start rolling really amazing. So
I meant to feel it with Tifa.
it'll happen. So you two just kind of lock swords, pushing them back. He just says something in Draconic, just, I haven't seen anything like you before.
And if he hits me, that'll be the last thing he sees.
Stop trying to hit me and hit me!
All right, so that means it is now Karax's turn.
Hello. I've been plotting my action. Sorry, I'm thinking.
Go ahead, man. Do what you need to.
Alright. So, Carrick, seeing his orc compatriot grow big, it's like, it's probably best they don't recognize me, and if I can grow big, alright, let's go. And as he starts running towards, towards this guy right here, he begins to change.
Oh dear. Describe this change.
Alright, his head becomes bigger, his front arms and chest become larger, his back legs begin to shrink, and his tail becomes bigger, giving him a more serpentine-like appearance.
Ah, interesting. Kind of getting almost McGeedramon vibes a little bit here.
Yeah,
see that.
basically. With bigger arms.
Nice.
And he gonna give it and he is gonna give a nice attack with the claws.
Going with the claws. All right, cool. You get a second attack from that.
Alright.
Damn.
Okay. So yeah, Kifa, you've not seen much of Karax and just seen him largely hitting things, but is this new to you as well as an experience, or is this something that we're flavoring that you knew how to do and we're just holding back?
Because he had inklings that he could do it, but it didn't hit until now.
All right, so you're trying it, the adrenaline's going. All of a sudden, Karax emerges in a much more monstrous state. This Dragonborn is not prepared for this. It's like, what even is today, he says in Draconic, as these two giant claws come in, and you do 9 plus 8, 17 damage to him. Damn.
God.
All right, you rip. Okay, no, this guy's dead now, actually, thanks to Keith's hit from earlier. You just back to his spine just shatters as you just pile drive him into the ground with the claws. Snarling.
I imagine you could do one of those source filmmakers where the heavy grabs someone and throws them in the ground, and then they fold like a pineapple with their legs.
Yes.
Yeah. That's great. So yeah, this guy is Dunzo. Just absolutely pinching him into the ground very narrowly.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of flames licking out between your teeth, looking up, almost looking more feral than anything. But there's clearly, you could see looking at him, Kifa, there is still intelligence in the eyes. He's just angry.
Kifa nods.
It's like, okay,
Terrence
noted.
nods back.
Like, that is a very good ability for you to have in this scenario.
And Zan's still hitting on Kifa's back, so unless someone comes from behind, they shouldn't see him.
Yep. But if anyone's going to do that, it's now, because it is now the turn of the mooks. So,
Although, to be fair, she has her back to a building, so...
This is true.
A burning building at that.
All right, let me see what we got here real quick. Make sure the mage has just gotten absolutely stabbed. He can feel his lifeblood draining out. Okay, what's he gonna do here? All right. He looks back at this metal man that just harmed him. Looks at him. Eyes just starting to glow, and he is going to cast Heat Metal on Caddis.
Oof.
Ooh.
Poor metal boy.
Yep. So that is a. Let me see here. Just make sure I've got my spell in order. Make sure I'm doing it correctly. Casting heat metal on him, Caddis. Underneath the cloak starts to kind of smoke a little bit as his body starts to glow from beneath it. There's no visible reaction at first, so he must make a con save. Not the greatest of your stats. You're a rogue. He fails. Caddis's sword. Oh wait, shit! No, it's technically an arm blade. He can't be disarm it. He's gonna take that damage.
Oh no.
That's fun. Okay, so that is 2d8. As Caddis is just standing there, he appears to not even be reacting, but you can definitely see him shaking a little bit because he's overheating pretty badly. He's made of metal. That is, fortunately, not the highest roll. It's just 3 damage. So Caddis is taking it like a champ currently.
Joke's on you. I have turbo burst cooling core capacitor. Ha.
You wish you were this hot.
I fucking love Caddis. Holy shit.
All right.
Monotone bitch.
That was out of character, but it was funny, so.
Yeah.
All right, so that is the mage just immediately realizing, oh shit, these guys are made of sterner stuff, and just kind of starting to, in his eyes, accept the fact that he's probably only going to live a couple more minutes. Now, for the other soldier, seeing just the absolute mess that this has descended into, move Mambo back just a little bit so I could select him.
You're too large.
It's like, you are too large to select. He's gonna book it.
Oh,
Coward.
He
that's
will
a motherfucker.
action disengage.
Oh,
He will run. He will jump through the fucking flames. He's a red. So he will take some damage from that, but not much. 17, 12. Yeah. Okay, so he doesn't take much in the way of damage. Yeah, he just takes 3 damage from the fire just jumping through it, and he starts booking it towards the other end of town. He is screaming out in Draconic, hoping somebody will answer. And it's Goro's turn. Let's see what we can do here. Samurai fighter, don't let me down. All right. Goro, seeing this happening, runs over here, pulls out a longbow, takes aim. Yep, that hits. Excellent. So this guy didn't take full damage, so not bad. With his dex. Okay, this Dragonborn takes 7 damage as an arrow sinks in. And now his second attack, because he's slightly higher level. That misses shit. Second shot arcs overhead as this Dragonborn continues to run. You see the old hobgoblin just show his teeth grimacing. Part way from pain and part from frustration that one of them's running. And with that, we're back up the round to you, Mambo.
well, first order of business, I'm picking up Sir Mage here.
Yeah, all right, roll athletics with advantage. He will try to challenge you. 15. That he rolled a 2. You're fine.
All right, now this question is: can I see Mr. Runaway Durgan?
You can still see him. You're about at my level with that.
I wish to hurl a motherfucker at another motherfucker.
Yes.
Go right ahead.
It's the El Gigante.
It's like a blood thing where the goblin team can't make its score, so it, out of frustration just has to troll throw a goblin at the line.
Essentially,
You're pulling some total war tactics out here.
he's gonna pick up the mage and grunt.
Use for distance. Kobe for accuracy. Jordan for perfection. And toss him.
Recipe, Kobe.
Oh, fuck.
That's beautiful. All right.
Okay, so it'd be
This would be just
D20
roll a
plus 3. right?
Yeah, D20 plus 3. This technically counts as athletic. Yeah, let's go ahead and roll.
Roll athletics.
Yeah, D20 plus 3. This technically counts as an improvised weapon.
Yeah. I am not proficient in that, so it's just my strength, I think.
You're not proficient in throwing a bitch.
I
Oh.
Well, let me roll something here because that's a pretty wild throw. You probably are still going to kill the mage just from falling damage.
Jordan
That's still
failed.
really disappointing.
Does he get an advantage on athletics though?
Yeah, but that's technically a weapon attack, not an athletics check.
What was it? Oh, that was on him.
Yep.
Didn't the bird give me advantage?
The bird technically would have given you advantage, yeah.
Like, he took
Although
the half
that was-
action, didn't he?
Yeah, he did technically.
Specifically against this guy, so and his attack on this guy, so
So-
He's still
would that count?
technically
I will allow
irritating
it.
this guy.
I will allow you can roll again. Because this is a really funny idea. Okay,
13.
that's actually enough. That matches his AC.
Hey.
How much damage is an airborne mage?
Oh, I'm gonna have to roll for that. Because you're rolling, he's gonna be hitting the other guy at almost terminal velocity.
I would say I am baseball pitching him.
It'd be even funnier if you actually like hit him with your hunting horn like a baseball bat.
Oh,
you throw him up with one hand and you just hit him with the hunting horn.
honest, I don't think enough would meet the guy. It could just be mist splattering on him.
That's
Just being
fair.
missed.
Mm-hmm.
It would be funny though. All right, let's see what happens here.
So all I'm
Okay.
picturing is the El Gigante fight from Resident Evil 4 where he's throwing somebody at somebody else.
All right, let's do the falling damage and multiply that onto both of them for that because you throw this guy hard. All right, that is
It's whatever it is, plus 3. Strong.
plus 3. This Dragonborn is still not dead.
Actually, he rolls a D4 because he's technically a weapon now.
That's true.
Oh yeah, an additional D4. I forgot about
Yep.
Yep.
So
Fuck.
additionally,
Kill it!
D4.
well, the mage is dead just from the force of the throw. He's just ragdolling through the air like a funny Skyrim death. It's like getting hit by a Giants club in Skyrim. It's literally that. He almost sees the upper atmosphere for a moment. All right, so there's that. Comes down pretty good. This Dragonborn is not dead yet,
Is he
but
not
boy,
thrown?
oh, because that was funny. I'm going to say he does get knocked on his feet.
Okay.
All right.
That is my turn. I don't have anything I can really do as a bonus action.
Alrighty. Dayu,
Oh, she can't get over there, I don't think, in time.
you've already burned feline agility, so yeah.
Although I didn't move last turn,
It's true. It comes
so
back
it
if you
would
don't
Oh,
come
move the
back.
turn.
I don't remember it working that way.
The feline agility, as long as I don't move.
Oh,
0
yeah,
feet.
yeah. As long as you don't move your next turn, that's right.
Mm,
I just need one turn to recuperate.
would I-
Okay, then.
Would I get there? 80 feet?
I think you marked the wrong one as dead.
Oh, I did wrong. Yeah, I selected the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Boop. That one's
At
alive.
this point,
This one that's dead.
I'm going to say at this point it's just semantics.
Yeah, that guy literally only had 3 hit points left, so
80, 90 feet.
yeah, you could have like 120 of movement with that, so you could do that.
Alright,
You can reach him.
bolt. Right after him.
You guys just see this little tiny black blur just zipping by you at full speed, just paw prints hitting the dirt.
Wait a second. 1 second. What do I want to do?
Go, kitty, go.
Disco Inferno.
You got this!
I hope I do. Come on, please hit. Please hit, Dayu.
Oh,
hey!
Damn.
that definitely hits.
Whap.
6 slashing, not bad. Still not down, though.
Damn it, I should have used the Shadow Blade.
How much damage did the airborne mage do?
Oh, the mage did 4 damage to him, plus the falling. He is just barely kicking, but he is still going.
Gotcha.
What can Gentile do? Stop him from moving? Stop him
You
from
can at
leaving
the
the
very
map?
least get in his way, yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't it have like distraction or something like that?
Yeah, he's up here in
Sure.
his face now, irritating the shit
Alright,
out of him.
Yep, this little griffin just flies down, just starts clawing at him. He is wounded, he is bleeding, just kind of swats at this griffin. He is unable to hit him because Gentile is very fast. Alright, it's Cadis's turn. Okay. Okay, not bad. Good roll on his part. Okay. Measuring out movement here. Yeah, Caddis can easily make that. But will he is the question.
What does the caddis think about making that?
Oh dear. Okay. Okay, yep. Caddis will, with the heat metal dropping down, getting a bearing on his surroundings, visibly slumping for a moment before reaching back to his normal, incredibly rigid posture. Okay, there we go. He will run up to here. Dude, he can fully reach that with his bonus action dashing. And he will attempt to stab himself. That definitely hits on Caddis's part. Short sword. Wow, this Dragonborn is resilient.
He's still not dead? Jesus fuck!
That was just from the normal attack. He has got allies within 5 feet, so sneak comes in too. That'll do it. Yep, that'll do it.
Oh, thank God.
Christ!
Yeah, this guy is just about to get out of the edge. He just calls out. The blade slides in through like between his jaws as they're open and just cuts top half of the head off. Slumps down to the ground, not a sound coming out of it. Caddis is still steaming, his clothes smoking a little bit, doesn't smell very pleasant. He smells like a car with burning motor oil.
Oh.
Just kind of leans back a little bit, looks down and says, "Good hit."
Yours was better.
Alright, and with that, Combato is done.
How is Caddis looking? Is he looking kind of fucked or?
No, he just looks a little bit annoyed more than anything. His clothes look pretty bad.
Okay,
He didn't take much damage from heat metal.
no problem. Just checking.
Yep. Goro just kind of turns over and looks at you. Kifa immediately moves towards you, just... Shouldn't have come back.
We went to the old camp first. It was deserted. We think that they have a plan. We overheard some of the gods talking about Ganok in the hills and the people in the woods. You were closer.
He looks at you, just very mixed emotions on his face in that moment, hearing you say those exact specific words. Also got some of them out then.
Sounds like also got most of the non-combatants out, yes.
Good. I bought them time so he could.
Also knows those woods better than anyone, so... And apparently also been picking them off one by one.
Good.
And from what I've heard of Ganok is... Well, they're having no purchase on him whatsoever.
That won't last forever. That dragon's going to come back.
It sounds like, from what it sounds like, the orcs have... The Dragon Slayer, that's their leader, has a plan on that one, but we're not sure because we haven't seen them.
I better hope it's a good one.
We found the orc tracks breaking out strategically throughout the woods as if they're surrounding the mountain.
That sounds good then. Listen,
Judges,
listen, listen to me, Kiefer. Please. The kobolds are all up in Gannock's home. That's why he's there. They couldn't get away in time because Arco couldn't move.
They need my help there?
Gannock will probably need help. Their captain was an absolute monster. That big lizard he was riding. Took Fife out before he could do anything.
Kiefer feels. I saw his house.
Yeah, that's just about everyone's.
Alright.
Whatever has been happening,
Who else have we
I hope
lost?
it's not worth it.
Who else have we lost?
Just a few. People who got caught in the initial wave. When they first came down, the dragon fried a few homes. I don't actually know. Haven't gotten a good tally. Also might, but I have to go into the woods for that.
I'll trust Osa on that regard. The judges are getting access to their judge. Apparently, they have something. If they get a good shot, can probably fell that dragon out of the sky in one shot.
I hope that's true. He just kind of looks up the hill, just... How could I practically build this town?
We'll figure out how to rebuild once we get everyone to make sure everyone's alright. But now we need to go make sure Ganok and the rest are.
Just kind of puts a firm head on your shoulder, just... Please be careful. If they see you and San, they'll burn this entire valley down. You have no idea how much the dragons hate ones like him. You being connected to him, it's just all had to happen today. He is very much having a hard time holding back emotions, but just steels himself, looks at you all, looks at all the rest of you. You can come to the woods. I'll try to help Ganok up on the hilltop. Your choice, but I need to make sure the townsfolk are safe.
And I need to make sure my family is safe.
Give him hell.
Kiefer nods. Also could use you, so... And you could, well, quite frankly, you could use Elsa.
Probably more so that, yes. Good luck. And he just kind of starts moving through the streets, slightly hobbling, but definitely moving with a lot of purpose. You guys don't hear the sounds of any additional boots. It sounds pretty quiet besides the burning. You have a distinct feeling that Goro was doing a very good job at the whole making a distraction thing. It probably took out a good chunk of the dead bodies you saw along the way. Which is funny because you haven't seen Goro fight much before. He mostly just did training, but he clearly knew what he was doing. Alright, so you guys head up the hill?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright.
Largeness lasts for 1 minute.
Yeah, it would have gone down by now.
Damn.
Oh well.
I would have had to break concentration eventually anyway.
Alright, so you guys make your way up, running, buildings collapsing all around you, the fire's beginning to reach higher levels. You approach the cliffs, the trees around the town beginning to burn as well, just an unpleasant sight and sound and smell and everything. And you reach Gannock's longhouse. And as you do, you see a pretty clear sign that,
Oh
go.
fuck.
Ganok's been busy.
You see a much. As you approach, you do see the very first sight is a very large gray-scaled lizard with a dragonborn with a very large crossbow and a battle axe had perched up on top. He is circling around carefully, and you see in front of Gannock's home, which is starting to burn a little bit around the edges. You have not seen Gannock like this before, Kifa. But it is like he is surrounded with just ice and snow. It's just like the air around him is chilly and cold, and there are sparks of electricity, much like your own, floating around him. He's got 2 battle axes in each hand. He looks bloody. His white fur stained a little bit, but his eyes are glowing, and he just looks like he is made of anger at this point.
That bastard just does not know when to go down. I'm actually kind of impressed a little bit.
He says in
So
Draconic.
where are we in relation?
You guys are coming up the trail, so you'd be about right here in the bottom of the map. Coming up.
And do we see any other Dragonborn or any others besides the leader?
As of right this exact second, the only ones you see are dead.
Keith is gonna scan the horizon.
Increasing toys. Alright, yeah, you can roll perception as you guys are moving in. You're not noticed as of yet. Okay, that is a 14. Okay, as of now, you don't hear anything. Yeah. Carax with 20. You can still, you're actually hearing some sounds of commotion back from the way you came, Carax. You can hear this. You think that some of the stragglers from the group might have potentially found the scene of the carnage that you guys left behind.
Hmm.
He'd be bigger.
You are small. You have been reduced.
No.
You are baby.
You are a chibi, Kifa. Alright,
There we go. There's Gentile.
there
At
we go.
least she won't. At least you won't get stuck in vents now.
Yeah, that probably won't ever happen again. Except at smaller vents. Alright, so you guys are approaching. You see a bunch of dead Dragonborn. Most of their bodies are frozen and encased in ice. Which is really impressive considering they are right next to roaring flames. Ganek is just snarling, just looks more like a beast than a man at this point, just holding weapons. The second the Dragonborn advances closer, he just swings out, and a bolt of lightning usually arcs out from the weapons, hitting close to where he was standing.
So, we're at this level of an impasse now, eh? Fine.
Alright. How's Ganok looking, by the way?
There is blood very noticeably coming down off his white fur, but with the white fur, it's extra noticeable. It's hard to tell if that's someone else's blood or his own, though. He just looks mad more than anything. Like he's just... There's really no way of telling how wounded he is at a glance. But he is guarding the door, and he is not letting anyone get closer.
Alright. Need help. Does anyone see anybody else coming up?
I heard commotion from where we came.
Alright. So battle time. We should probably cover our flank and then the rest of us go move up to help Ganok. Surprise this bastard.
Mhm.
I have
Alright.
Son, help me out here. I have an idea.
Arr.
He can't see you no matter what, but they've never seen anything like me before, so Kiva's gonna say surprise round with an opening volley of helped witch bolt.
Okay. Help action Witch Bolt is viable, since combat hasn't started yet.
Alright, and Kiva probably suggests that they do the same with her familiar.
Okay.
Double tap is bitch.
Double tap witch bolt. All right. Sounds good.
Hey,
to me.
go for it. So
I'd
yeah,
like to channel divinity on him.
okay, what can you do with that?
Watcher's Will. You channel your divine interest, divinity to him. Invest your presence with the warding power of your faith. As an action, you choose a number of creatures you can see up to 30 feet, up to the number equal to your charisma modifier. To 1 minute, all chosen creatures have advantage on intelligence and charisma saving throws.
So that could be useful, yeah. Okay, so you can burn that.
Kifa and Dayu.
All right, so you both get advantage on those particular saving throws in case you need them. Good to know.
Alright, so
It's all the smart skills.
All right. Roll to hit, both of you.
with advantage.
With
19.
advantage, please.
Both hit.
Hey.
Whap.
Nuke this motherfucker.
All right.
Oh shit, that's almost max damage for Kifa.
Dang.
16 damage. Mm-hmm.
And as long as you maintain concentration, that's gonna happen each turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You two just need to hang in the back, and that can happen. That's the fun thing about Witch Bolt. You literally just have to hit them the first time, and then it's just a matter of keeping out of the way. All right, so
Basically, what they see is a fucking two lightning bolts zoom from.
just from the underbrush over there, out of nowhere, with no warning, just, he just gets blindsided. Doesn't even scream or have time to react. He's wearing metal armor too.
Oh shit.
And Kifa also suggested that either Mabo or Karax cover the back.
Mm-hmm. One or the other. Okay, so that is 16 points of damage to this guy right out of the gate. Ouch. Okay. That is a really meaty opening salvo. So you shoot out these blasts of lightning at him. Just the eventual scream echoes out. Ganek, seeing an opportunity, charges forward and gets 2 attacks himself. Okay, and one of them hits. Dragonborn lurches out of the way with the first axe swing, comes down, but the second one hits, and let's see what this does. So that is with a battle axe, D8.
I have one more level 1 spell.
That is 5 plus 9 points of slashing from the one battle axe, plus 8 points of cold damage.
Ooh.
Just sinks an axe right into the guy's shoulder, and he backs away, the lizard just rearing and screeching at him. And Ganek he doesn't see any of you guys yet, but he took advantage of that opportunity and struck out. And with that, initiative.
Initiative.
Hey. Nice.
Hey.
Oh, nice.
Hey. That sucked.
Aww.
Welcome to Spellcast. Actually, the start with good decks in the entire.
Kifa has like a +2 to Dex.
Mm-hmm.
Dave's got pretty good decks too.
All right, Ganek has for Dex not much. That's a 9 from him. Now the Durganburn, and okay, for
Durganburn.
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 Here's Durganburn.
That is quite the Durganburn. All right, that is an 11 from him. So he will go right smack pretty early on in the initiative.
Why are you touching me?
And
Kitty?
Okay.
Most of us rolled under 10.
Yeah, most of you did. All right, and then a couple other things. Oh, and also, you guys have noticed at this point that Caddis is not with you anymore.
Oh.
Mm.
Not knowing where he is kind of standard.
It's a rogue. That could mean anything. All right, so with that, time for another round of combato.
Let's go with.
Let's see here. What works here? Yeah, we'll use the one from Guran. That worked. All right.
Okay. Get that face drop.
All right, so first things first is Karax. This Dragonborn is about your size. He looks pretty similarly adorned in terms of horn structure and everything. He is a large dude, and he's on an even bigger lizard.
Well, I know what I gotta do. I take it I gotta rage again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would.
Alright. I'm gonna rage as I charge and go over here.
Excellent.
As a warning, I can see lightning out my window.
Okay.
Right then.
Alright. And I'll just slash at him with my claws.
Going with the claws again. Excellent. Okay. 10 does not hit, but you can
Oh, wait.
attack again.
Oh, my bad. Did not mean to click.
That is fine. That is fine.
No.
Ah, neither hit.
Come on. He's styling all over me.
Yeah, he just flexed the side of your plebeian move. No, unfortunately, even with
Even
the
that.
flanking,
Damn.
even flanking doesn't make the difference here.
Damn.
Just charges out, immediately entering that same monstrous form once again, and just slashing out with the claws. The first time he brings up his axe and just kind of deflects and blocks away. The second one, the lizard kind of bucks up and pushes you back. It's like, what in? Just looking down. He's clearly never seen something quite like you. What are you?
Carrick's just hisses in contention.
Wonderful. Okay. It's his turn now. Okay, let me look up what this little guy can do. They have some fun abilities. Okay, well,
I imagine the spellcaster is still.
Yeah, we're still back
Somewhat.
there.
yeah, you guys are still back there.
Just can't damage him until our turn.
Yeah, he is still sizzling a little bit, but he's made of pretty stern stuff, all frankness. So, let me see here what he can do. First things first. Yeah. The lizard just kind of rears back and roars out over the valley as loud as it can, and as it comes back down, a heavy crossbow comes out, looks at it for a moment, puts it away, and pulls out a very large, very nasty curved lance.
Oh shit! We have a cavalier.
And since you are the big threat that just came out of nowhere and are, well, he's got more than one attack. So, first one, he will take a swing with the lance towards you, Carax.
All right.
That is a decent roll on the dice. That is a 18 to hit you.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
All right, so with the lance, yeah, that should hit you.
Yeah, that definitely hits. Just double checking to be sure.
Absolutely. Okay. I gotta pull a weird one out here. Okay, you take 8 points of piercing damage as he sinks this lance right into your shoulder,
Is that
pushing
reduced?
back against you a little bit.
Is that reduced because he's raging?
Yeah, that would be cut in half.
Okay, so 4.
It would be 6 points. 8 points, yeah, so cut down to 4.
All right.
Just not expecting you to push back as much as you are, just clearly not quite as phased as he's used to.
Yeah, just glaring in defiance as I do so.
Yep. He turns, and the lizard mount will make a tail attack against Ganuk. That definitely hits him, even when he's raging himself. So that will be... Okay. 9 points of bludgeoning damage to Ganuk, cut in half to 4. Once again. Seeing the two really angry boys getting him on both sides. Just kind of assessing his options.
Never want to be in a barbarian sandwich.
You do not. That's one of the worst sandwiches. All right.
The only thing worse is a rogue sandwich.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Barbarian sandwiches are harder to get out of, though. All right, so Mambo, your turn.
Alright, gonna move up just a little bit, like to here, a little ways.
All right.
Not moving that far, like here, basically. Still protecting them, but kind of get in range. And I'm going to cast good old friendly bless.
Bless. Fun.
That
Okay.
is going to 1 to Cax, 2 to Ganuk, and 3 Kifa? I'm gonna go with Kifa, it's her village. She gets blessed.
Yay!
You have a bless. You just feel a little bit of green wog energy coming over you.
Flavor wise, he basically is souping up the horn, swinging it around, and when it lets off a sound, it just creates the green lightning surging through you guys.
Fun. All right, so you three get to add a D4 to specific rolls now. That's going to
attacks or saving throws.
Yep. All
So,
right.
yeah.
You done been blessed. On that note, it is now Gannick's turn. Let's see how well he does with that. It's funny, he's not even really acknowledging you guys are here at this point. His rage seems to run pretty deep, and from what you heard, he's been fighting nonstop for like the last 2 hours. On his feet, constantly swinging. Even with blessed, that's not going to cut it. That's a 3 on the die. Let's roll again.
Why are you touching me?
Flanking and blessed. Neither of those are going to hit.
Fucking
Wow. Kitty.
Jesus.
Gannick is clearly starting to get tired as he's just lurching forward, swinging again. You guys came at a very good time. All right, so with those attacks out of the way, let me check and see exactly how that works with the Storm Herald.
I think Storm Herald is just, if it's in your aura, he takes full damage no matter what.
Yeah, his is of the sea, technically, so he has to make a dex save. Yep. When the effect is activated, let's see, he has to make a dex save, which he fails the flying colors, so that's just a d6 of lightning damage. Okay, so 4 points of lightning damage from Gannick. Not bad.
The next two turns, it's going to take even more.
Yeah, he is. Just crawling and roaring and everything else. Okay, now that is his turn. Dayu, it's yours.
Alright.
Which
well,
bolt?
Keeping up Witch Bolt, so I'm just gonna roll a d12, or do I roll my damage again from the one I hit with?
You roll a d12 again from my knowledge of the spell.
Damn.
Alright, Dayu.
Nice.
ouch.
And I think you can use a non-concentration spell too.
Yep, I believe so.
Alright, so let me see.
Or at the very least, a non-concentration cantrip.
You can use a spell. You can use spells along with the concentration spell.
Well, let me see.
I think it has to be a bonus action because keeping up Witch Bolt is an action.
Yep.
I don't think I have any bonus action things.
If that's turn, that's turn.
Yeah, but since I already got the help action from Genteel Touch, he's gonna go over here and use the help action to irritate this man so Karax can maybe get him a few good times.
Sounds good. Alright, so that is done for you. That brings us to Kifa.
Kifa is going to move around while still getting a visual of the light.
Wait, 1 second, wait. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I forgot I got Jinxes now.
That you do.
Okay, since I hit him with an attack, I am now using my what is it? Where is it? Misfortune Jinx. The next attack the creature makes is made with disadvantage.
Oh, so you just have to hit him for that to take effect, huh?
Yep.
Well, that's
Damn.
nasty with Witch Bolt.
That's really nasty with Witch Bolt. Alright, so
Yeah.
that's a good combo. Very nice. Okay, so yeah, that is good. Good to note. He has disadvantage on his next move as he's just getting battered with lightning beams from over in the underbrush, but he has no time to react to that because he's getting bushwhacked by two giant absolute monsters.
Kifa is going to make her way in around the underbrush stealthily to... She still has a visual on things over here from over here, right?
You do, yes. You can keep Witch Bolt going.
Whoop, that didn't work.
Whoa, wow. Just roll a d12.
It's easier. Damn!
Hey!
Hey.
Wow, nice. You guys are actually doing a lot of damage to this boss level character.
I don't even think it's the lightning bolts coming from the bushes. I think it's since it hit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just still arcing all over his body at this point, just occasionally surging again. All
And
right.
Tifa's going to be using her bonus action to see if
Mhm.
anyone's alive or anyone's in need help in here.
All right. Roll an investigation check.
Stan is going to be helping me there.
Okay.
Is there advantage?
Sure. All right. Not that you needed it in that case. 18. Okay. The inside of the house does not appear to be in full burnination. It still looks to be intact largely inside. There's still some smoke. But then 18, you do see a small set of ears just kind of poking up above the windowsill, running frantically back and forth inside.
Tifa is going to whisper. Would Tifa recognize that pair of small ears?
You would have seen that was. I'd say that was Beacon.
Bacon! Bacon! Tifa says in a harsh whisper.
Let me roll for the little guy. He is currently in kind of a tizzy, so we shall see. Okay. It takes a moment, but eventually the window just kind of opens and you just see the eyes going absolutely like saucers wide at the side of you. Just, Kifa.
We're all helping get outside. We saved Goro. He went to go help Elsa, or also help him.
Okay. I'll go get the others. And he just kind of dashes down, clearly about to hyperventilate. Beacon is not a fighter.
Yeah, Kifa's like basically Kifa's currently hiding in these bushes to where no one coming up the road can see her, but she has full view of everything else.
Works for me. All right. Okay, so that roar from earlier, back up the round. Let's see what happens here. Oh, you guys are fucking lucky. All right. Okay, we are back up the round. Carax.
All right. So, not fond of that arm holding the javelin in him. Carrots is going to aim a bite at it.
Okay.
And
Okay, with flanking that.
Also, advantage don't do anything.
Oh yeah, advantage. Yeah, I wouldn't
and
really
bless.
there. Yeah, you can roll that d4.
I got
And I'm flanking if I hasn't done it.
So that's a 17.
Just matches.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And
Roll your damage. 6, and you get 2 HP back. As you lurch forward, pulling the lance aside and just clamping your teeth down onto his arm. Blood just oozing out from the plating. He screams, lurching back, surprised that you're talking and fighting in such a sentient manner, yet you're biting him like an animal.
If he could, Carrots would
Animals
be
for animals.
bold thoughts for what he did to the town.
Yeah, very much so. All right.
And that's Carrots' turn.
Very good. Okay. It's the captain's turn now. Seeing all of this, the lizard will once again roar out into the clearing, surrounded on all sides, knowing full well that things are not looking as good for them. With that. Okay.
Okay.
Gotta figure this out here real quick. Looking around. Kifa, you're the one still keeping an eye on the road and everything, as well as Mambo. You do start to see some figures advancing up the hill a little quickly. Some of them looking pretty decently armed and in pretty decent shape. They don't look like they're here yet, but they'll probably be here pretty soon. And that out of the way, he just kind of quickly realizes that you are a problem, Karax, but he's got a mission. So he turns around to look at Ganek and just goes, I'm dead either way. Might as well go for the one that'll allow me glory. And he goes in for Ganek. Okay, misses the first blow. Wow, rolled twos twice in a row.
Ganek, shut the fuck up.
Ganek doesn't even react.
Didn't
He
even
swings
need
down with
the
the...
disadvantage.
Okay, what happens is Ganek swings down. He swings down to attack, and Ganek does that Saitama thing and bites his lance and rips it apart.
Holy shit.
Just leers back a little bit, pulls out the heavy crossbow. Even if it's a disadvantage,
Didn't he already use two hits?
Yeah, you're right. He did.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the flavor for that. It's kind of lurches back, realizing I may be outmatched and a little bit surrounded here. You guys have made a good move out of this. So that brings us down the line to you, Mambo.
All right. Now I'm not moving from my protective spot, but I am going to swing the horn, and it's going to make a loud clanging bong bong sound as Toll the Dead pops off.
Very nice. Okay, DC 12 for 4 necrotic. Okay.
Oh, that was a low ass roll.
He passes the save, unfortunately.
Oh,
Alright, let's see.
otherwise I'm going to just keep stand my ground.
Yep.
Because I know there's people coming.
Yeah, he passes your roll, but I don't think he might not survive Ganek, Dayu, and Kifa's roll.
That's fine.
Entirely likely. So, with Ganek's rolls, let's roll something here. Not a bad roll from Ganek, seeing friendly company, seeing an attack coming from the underbrush and all that from before. He doesn't see you, Kifa, but he definitely seeing that someone else is there. He will disengage, regaining a little bit of calmness, and move back up in front of the door. Weapons brandished, breathing really heavily. Energy still there, still surging. Sounds almost more like he's fighting just to stand up at this point. And he will hold action. Well, no, he disengaged, so that is his action. So that's it for him then. Dayu.
Dayu's going to advance a little bit while keeping up Witch Bolt, so she can be a little bit. So she knows that Mambo is trying to protect her from whatever's coming up the road. She doesn't know what's going on, but she's just gonna move forward a little bit. Keep doing that.
Man, you guys are rolling great, Witch Bolt.
Alright, and then one more jinx.
Okay, so he has disadvantage on his next hit.
Nope.
Good.
Nope. I can pick a different jinx.
Oh, another one. Do tell.
Let's see, what do we want to do? You are crippled. You cannot move. You are reduced. Your movement speed is reduced by 20 feet.
That's a good chunk of his movement there. That is wonderful. All right.
Kifa's turn?
Unless you got anything else.
Nope. Just Gentile's still irritating the shit out of him.
Alright.
Flying overhead like an aggressive magpie. All right.
Cat, go on, get off my lap now.
Alright, Kifa, don't let it down.
7, still a really solid hit. All right. Whew, yeah. All that electricity, you can see the armor, the skin beneath it is starting to fry a little bit. He's still he's a red, so the heat doesn't bother him too much visibly, but he's looking a little bit crazy in the eye, like he is starting to register more pain than reason.
Alrighty, so how many fucks are coming up?
You only saw about 2 or 3 figures.
Were they in a line?
Nope.
Ah.
And they were a pretty decent ways away.
So how, like, broken is this fuck?
He is pretty beaten up. From your distance, it's a little harder to see with everything going on in the chaos, but it looks pretty clearly like he is not winning this encounter.
Alright, since would his movement speed decrease affect his dex save at all?
I don't believe so.
No,
I'm not sure what
he just
crippled
can't.
actually would do.
He just can't move. His movement is reduced by that 20 feet. That's it.
Which gives him a movement speed of 10.
Basically, all he can do is crawl away.
Alrighty, what to do? So Sand still has a turn, but I'm not sure about should I reveal him or not. Tifa's gonna have Sand hold the action to beaming if
All right.
he presents itself.
Okay, so beam.
Tifa is still keeping her eyes on the road as well as beckoning the house.
Okay. With that, the round is done. You start to see over there at the window, Beacon comes back to it motioning. You see Ogar and Sormo both over there now looking over at you, both relieved and terrified at the sight of you. Ogar comes out first. Sormo and Beacon run back. She gets down to the underbrush. I don't have a token for her, so we're just going to say that she's right around here-ish. Hidden behind the underbrush so no one can see her. And time to roll this thingy again. Okay. So, first things first. Up the road, the captain is joined by two of these boys, who both have long, very nasty-looking halberds,
What do you think on
and another one of the mages.
Goddamn magicians.
And me without my eating size.
They come in, but as they do, that becomes the least of your problems.
Oh no!
No.
Fortunately, someone rolled a very high perception. So,
Hi, how's it going?
So, as you all are standing there battle tense, this captain clearly beaten within an inch of his life, reinforcements arrive, and as they do, they both, all three of them stop, point up at the sky, and start cheering in Draconic as all of the trees in the nearby clearing just bow slightly as this just titanic force of wind blows over, and crashing down on top of Gannick's longhouse is this.
Is that an ancient?
You wouldn't know yourself. Out of game, it's an adult.
Oh.
It's our increased gun size makes it even bigger.
I'm like, wow, you're throwing an ancient at us this early in the game, you asshole.
This truly is a JRPG.
Here's our obligatory you must lose fight.
Not necessarily. All right, so
Oh no, I'll just be an asshole.
I know you are. So let me see here. Where was the thing? There we go.
Oh, that's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
The Gaunt. Speaking of Gaunt, I'd love to see Gaunt or Odin right about now.
Yeah, a devil in your corner would be nice, wouldn't it? So, this creature, the roof just absolutely barely able to handle its mass. It says nothing. The fighting just stops. Even Ganek suddenly seems a lot more serious about the situation. Ganek finally coming back to his senses notices all of you recognizing your faces. It says nothing. Immediately steps back. The captain just steps forward and just starts crowing out in Draconic. Just, it is good to see you again. What drove you away? The dragon does not say anything at this, Captain. Step forward. Captain, step into the lake. Now, just you. I will grant everyone else this courtesy of telling you to stay a little ways away.
Oh.
The captain doesn't seem very willing to comply with this. Then he just kind of barks in Draconic to the two spearmen behind him. Drive him in. And they do, without a moment's hesitation, seeing their captain so beaten up. So he is not exactly okay with it, but he does just kind of gently go into the lake, standing there in that boulder. I expected this whole thing to be done with by now. Just looks down at everyone. Do you know why I'm here? Why we are here?
I don't know what to say to this. I don't even know if I
best not to
should.
say anything. Oh, fuck it. I'm a mouthy character. Why not? I'll go with stuff.
Yeah,
And say, we have no idea other than small ego.
well, good having you, Raves.
Marvel's dead.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah.
He just kind of lurches down, serpentine neck, getting a closer look at you. Greenskins. I thought I smelled something familiar. Well, if that's what you think this is about, then your god has failed you in more ways than one. See, I am not in any capacity a monster, despite what you might think. I may be an apex of what you might call sapient life, and know that you have the utmost honor of your village being raised by the great Veramidius.
Great Chlamydius got it.
Call him what you want. I don't care. He's an ass. All right, so.
Clap dragon, clap dragon.
Clap dragon. I'm here for the most noble of causes. For family. And with that, the door to Ganek's home bursts open. And hobbling out. You couldn't see him at first till he's a few feet out. Is little, very much still wounded Arco.
You little shit.
You're here for Verame, he shouts up. Very weakly, very hoarsely, barely any voice to him at all. But the dragon, with its superior, vastly genetically modified and of the top cream of the crop senses, looks right down at this tiny little insignificant speck of a kobold. At first, incredibly livid. Just, oh, so you know the name of my daughter. And pray tell, how is that to come to pass? I don't have a lot of patience, but for you I might just make an exception. That patience could go towards listening to you or killing you. I'll let you decide. When she first learned to fly, she clipped a tree and nearly fell to her death. You saved her. You told her that the horizon could be hers one day. That's unusual. She expected you to eat her. She was old enough to leave the nest, but you chose to help. The dragon is genuinely taken aback by that. And why would she speak with the likes of you? She wanted the mountain in front of this town. She wanted everyone to work under her. It was going to be willingly. She was going to look out for us, make sure no other dragon did anything worse. I was going to help her with that. Not everyone I was with agreed with that, and we did what we had to do.
You're not lying. Well then, what is your name, Speck?
Arco. And I don't know, no one in this town could have killed her. So, please, this is my home. Now time to roll a couple of very important things here. Just feel you all on the edge of your seats. Interesting. The dragon crashes right back down into the lake. Not even caring. He just crushes this dragonborn right here. Completely underfoot, mount and all.
Flat.
Yep. I was going to set him on fire, but this is actually better. Striding forward, tail dragging. The tip of the tail, almost. It comes within a couple feet of where you are crouching, Kifa and San. Just reaches down, just...
She intended to make you of her own. Her first champion, then. Well, you're looking off. Not sure why she'd see someone like you in that sense. There's barely any of you left.
I was wounded. A predator of the forest. Something dark. But with your power, I could be greater again then, yes?
It just snorts at that and looks down just... You're a bold one. I could see why she'd like you.
Well, they are called kobolds.
It's true.
Oh,
Brave and the kobold.
The dragon's tongue runs out and lolls a little. Brings out one of its claws. Just flicks itself just slightly. And draws a little bit of blood from one fingertip.
You are already of red scale, so this will be easy. Rise again, friend. Say, avenge my daughter's death.
But then as the blood pours over Arco, small as he was, it's pretty easy to cover him completely. Carex, this is a painfully familiar sight for you. You were not willing to have this happen to you. But this is exactly how it went. you see him beginning to change, beginning to grow, beginning to become more sharp and angular, but, well, it's not quite the same as yours after a moment because, okay, so remember in the Night Gaunt Woods, the creepy glowing fox lights and everything?
Uh-huh.
You remember how the Gaunt had grabbed him? You can see several long gashes along his back.
Yeah.
You see a spectral form that is very familiar and faceless briefly appear. The form of the figure that you saw in the tree after killing the Gaunt.
You son of a bitch. I know what you're going.
It's like, thanks for that. The dragon just genuinely steps back, just completely surprised, just, oh, I thought leaving a piece of the Gaunt inside of him would work. Turns out it worked far better. Dragon's blood mixed with that. That's so much better an option for a minion. Oh, suppose we're going to be getting to know each other rather well, aren't we? Just kind of crouches down and looks at Arco at the blood covering him as his body begins to shift, turning red and black. Just, you can call me Ichabod, friend. We're going to be the fastest of friends. And Arco begins to grow well above the other Dragonborn, technically becoming a large creature as great wings sprout from his back.
You made him an Abishai.
Yes, I did.
You motherfucker.
As Arco becomes what you above game would know as a red Abishai.
Fuck!
Oh shit!
That's a...
Like,
Fuck!
the dragon seems genuinely shocked. Just, what are you? And the hooded figure just kind of nods at him, grabs Arco by the neck. Just like, we'll be seeing each other again sometime. He looks over and sees a lot of you. Oh, you're all here too. Fuck off, and disappears.
That's fair. Considering how we shut him down at the tree, yeah, it's fair.
Oh, you like... Fuck off!
Fuck off.
I like this villain.
All right, so Arco, as a red Abishai, who looked in his last moments completely in a "this is not according to plan," just is gone. The dragon leers back, just absolutely livid. Looks over at his remaining 3 soldiers. It's like, we seem to be suffering from a slight... We could use a surplus of troops, don't you think? Round them up.
Oh.
Yeah.
But before that can happen...
Is there just a cacophonous wall?
Almost. One other thing happens first. I just have to roll and make sure if this Tanner Rook of a bastard can hit it or not. Ooh, good roll from Rook Shack. Okay, so a boulder strikes right here. A sizable one. Just crashes right down to that point. And you all immediately see there's a chain attached to it.
Okay.
Stretching all the way up the cliff. Another one comes down, landing not too far away from where you are, Kivik, really kicking things up. And a large chain just comes down and just hits the dragon with enough force to pin it to the ground.
Fuck.
Then comes the wog. Echoing out over the mountain pass. And you guys look up and see from up above just this horde of green and torchlights advancing down as fast as they can.
Mamba will answer the wall within one of
There's orcish in the trees.
Not far off. They're not far off. Yes, Shady, that is a red Abishai.
Mm-hmm.
They are nightmares. They are
They're
nightmares.
19, by the way.
Yeah, they are. So, with that, the dragon immediately lurches back up, grabbing at the chain and trying to force it off. Boulder's keeping it pinned. It, just absolutely losing patience at everything, is going to gout out its fire breath. So, you all have enough warning for this. You can choose how you wish to react.
Tifa is evacuating all the kobolds out of the house.
Yeah, you have gotten Beacon, Sormo, and Ogar out.
Sormo is one that gave me the bag, right?
Ogar is
Yeah.
the blue
All right,
one.
so Kobold Grandma. We got Kobold Grandma. Good.
Yep, you got those 3 out.
Gentile, this way. She fucking
Yeet.
bolting into the goddamn
Get the
woods.
fuck up. I have a dumb idea.
Dumb idea. Go ahead, hit me.
See, this guy right here?
Mhm.
Can I just, like, golf swing him into his mouth and then run away?
You could try, yeah.
I would like to do that.
Go ahead.
To hit?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
damn, never mind.
It's a corpse. Its AC isn't exactly high.
Oh, okay. Just golf swing a dead body down the throat and then run away.
All right, you swing out. The body just hits the dragon on the head. All right, Carix, what do you do real quick?
I'm gonna move promptly away.
Yep, look it through. The other. All right, Ganuk. Ganuk is kind of surrounded here. All right.
I mean, there's a big dragon running his legs.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll be back soon. I have to go get Nora.
Yep.
Okay.
Keep
Don't
going.
worry.
Keep going. It's fine.
Don't worry. We are getting close to the climax here. All right. Gonna roll for Ganuk here. This is very important. It's going to determine whether or not he buys you time or comes with you.
Come with me. Come with us.
Ganuk just takes a long breath, just a large gout of frost coming off. Starts moving. Immediately cuts this one Dragonborn's head just clean off of one swing, just distracted by everything.
Damn.
And the dragon is reeling back, neck just glowing, eyes glowing, spines glowing as though just like they're made of molten metal. Runs. Immediately going to roll an athletics check for him.
He does have bless.
That he does. That is indeed enough, I think. Yeah, for this. Yeah. As the flame breath gouts out, Ganuk lifts up this little lakeside boulder and uses it to form a shield for himself.
Fucking pulling an admiral. Holy shit.
His eyes start glowing, electricity starts crackling again. Go. You can't hold this thing back. I'll catch up. I promise.
Will.
Don't die for me. You can't possibly handle this. I've got backup coming.
Even bites your lip and all right, let's get a move on to the dredger. All the
All right. You guys book it. You hear the thundering footsteps of orcs approaching, and another one of those chains crashes down on top of that dragon's back, breaking one of its wings.
Oh.
And this time, you actually, if you look back, I'm not going to make you roll for this. You can see that riding on that chain, hooked into it, is your boss.
that chain.
Respect.
I imagine if he had a hat, he'd be swinging it like fucking Dr. Strangelove on the bomb.
If he could wear hats with his horns, it's very difficult to do.
He's probably swinging his axe with the same enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Crashes down. You guys book it as the fire breath just comes gouting out into the air and surrounding area. The Dragonborn also, likewise, they're actually going to come after you, so I'm going to need a group athletics check here.
Son? Keith is going to have Sand be fire behind them as they probably are in a line chasing after us.
Absolutely. So,
Alrighty,
save.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Oh, the athletic boys are doing no good.
Oh, boy.
Alright. So they have to. They will not see this coming, so I don't think they.
They would not, no. Wow. Okay, one of them still passed, believe it or not. So he only takes the 9 damage, but the other one takes the full 19, which is the mage. They were not expecting that. So you guys leave. It's just you look up and see the dragon just flailing around, angry as all hell. Ganak still wounded, and Rookshak standing side by side next to it. It's like, you planned that entrance? It's like, yep, whole thing.
God damn it, bro.
Could have spared the fucking town. We're gonna have words about that later. It's like, that I did not foresee. And with that, you guys book it. I'm gonna roll athletics for them. They will get disadvantage from the lightning breath. Okay, good. That's a 7 from one of them. Okay, 7 and a 5. You guys are gaining ground, but they have not lost sight of you yet. As they move into town, let me see here. You guys make it back into the square. Music ending. So, as you arrive back, I need all of you to roll perception checks for me as you arrive on the other side of town.
Welcome to the other side.
That one on the other side.
Yeah.
All right, San.
Carax. On point.
Mm-hmm.
He's been through dragon shit before.
Yeah. It's just another day.
Fucking
This is
days.
San's gonna help me for the 15.
That is fine. I will allow that for this. Okay, so as you guys are coming up to the edge of town, you can see the tracks of a lot of the majority of the folk in town. But unfortunately, when you look out to that tree line, it's a little hard to see. What's normally been a very far away thing, the mist is right at the edge of town,
Oh shit.
just looming like a predator almost. Something is keeping it back. You can see very faintly at the edge of the mist is the Dreadnought. It is powered on, but it's not moving. In fact, with that first roll, Carax, you would notice that's only part of the knot. You're not exactly sure what happened to the rest of it, but it's only got one section there.
Uh-oh.
Did they bail or did the Dragonborn loot the crap out of it?
You'd have to get closer and roll investigations for that.
Run close because the town folks were running into the mist, right?
They were already running that way. You don't know if they ran into it or not.
All right. Come on, Kiva. With San's help.
With
So,
Sans help, that's
okay.
fine. Okay, 25.
Oh, dude.
It's
Wow.
fine.
You've rolled more nat ones in one night than you have in a while. Okay, so
This is my average. I don't know what you're talking about.
you've done pretty well the last couple sessions.
That's
Okay,
Basil.
so-
Basil tends to go to okay. Mambo is heaven or hell.
That sounds very orky. Okay, so you can see tracks heading into the trees from the knot. It appears that they left behind one section and left you behind.
Oh.
But with that one roll, Carax, you can see one familiar figure. You see the beaked visage of Velasca standing there, but she's just standing deathly still.
Hey, you.
Just looks over at you. Eyes just... You can't see much of anything besides the mask. If you have to get closer to get a better look, but she's not moving.
Yeah, I'm gonna get closer.
Yeah, I'll go too.
Her mask has been damaged.
Oh, no.
The mist got in?
Yep.
Shit. I am going to use my orkiness to dispense the mist a bit and then place a hand on her. My last 5 bits of lay on hands to try and repair some of the damage.
She flinches at the touch of you. In fact, she moves away from you at first.
No, you cannot stop me. Hand on face.
But no, you do heal, and there's a weirdly pleasant sound that comes out hollow from the mask. And you just see, there's nothing there. The lights are on, but nobody's home.
Shit.
Would Keefa know once you like this, there's nothing doing anything for you?
Typically, no. There's no known cure for that.
I'm going to keep trying to heal and then send a prayer to Untack to try and save this person.
Yep, you by all means can keep trying.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, let's just move over to that nap up there. Move over to this one. I will put down her token here. You guys are right at the edge of the fire line into the woods here, so you'd be standing right around there. I don't have anything for the knot because that's one thing that Incarnate does not have much in the way of accommodation for yet. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
all it has is closest thing it has is airships.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Although if you have premium, you can upload your own tokens.
That you can.
I'd be right beside her then. I'm trying to bring her back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What I like the most? No.
Unfortunately, last session during the fight with the mech and everything going on there, she rolled a pretty bad roll, and her equipment actually got damaged. And she did not notice. Unfortunately, I rolled a lot of times. She had a lot of opportunities. I hated it, but it is what it is. Okay, let's drop. Okay, did everyone else drop into this yet? Here we go. Oh wait, I don't think you'll be able to interact with that if I do. All right, so let us revealing these two coming back into the clearing. They were still chasing you.
Okay, I'm back.
That mage is looking.
I'll come back.
That mage has probably seen better days, though.
What's
Our-
up?
Our burb friend got a lethal, or at least spatial dose of mist. She's kind of catatonic.
And nothing Mabo could do could help her.
Well, don't
Not
know
so
about that.
far.
I'm still channeling on it.
Nothing visibly has worked so far.
I'll start
You guys
playing
made it
spell
back.
slots.
It looked like only one section of the knot got left. The rest of it looks like they sincerely took off without you guys.
Wow.
Mhm.
They
And
said
we
they
got
were making noise, and we heard nothing, and we got pretty good perception rolls.
That you did, unfortunately.
We have Dragonborn chasing us.
Well, they had their own internal drama going on. I'll elaborate to you guys later. All right, Keith, have you dropped into this yet?
No, I will.
So yeah, Velasca is just staring blankly, just responding to stimulus, and that's about it. Just it's like the lights are on, but nobody's home. You can see her the goggles. She has her cracked. The mask is torn slightly, and they are in a very heavily misted area. The mist is at the edge of the forest, right at the edge of the flames. It does not appear to be moving closer, like something is holding it back. And as you guys are attending to this, the two Dragonborn who are chasing you come into the clearing.
Grax, hold them off. Trying to do something about anything we do for Velasca.
I'm going to try and I know Bless doesn't really work this way, but it's gonna boost holiness, I guess. I'm
Mhm.
gonna cast Bless, one on Valeska, one on Garrix, and I'm gonna see one on myself, just in case.
Tifa still has her bless and is going to try to use whatever
It
whatever
definitely
influence she has to see maybe that, hey, maybe it could push it out. It worked with the
Fortunate.
no?
Your bless would have expired, but you can still
Yeah.
try whatever you want to try.
Mhm.
Okay. Basically-
Tifa,
Sorry.
would Tifa know that dragons are immune to the mist?
Dragonborn are immune, yes. Or they're not actually immune. They're Dragonborn themselves are just incredibly resistant. Dragons themselves, though, you don't actually know.
So Tifa is going to try to use her whatever fuck she was born out of and the dragon influence, as well as the orc influence, to try to get something in Alaska.
You guys are pulling from everything you've got. I appreciate that. See,
Basically, Mambo's, chanting of,
None of boys can resist this foulness. Grant me the strength to cast it out and bring back the good un.
all right, the
She's
other
a
dragonborn.
village. She doesn't want to lose her Dredger senpai.
All right, see, the dragonborn advances forward. Just wait a minute.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know you. You're the runaway. Oh,
You heard of me.
yeah. Oh, you're gonna look real good mounted on a wall, man. They're gonna skin you alive.
Well, you have to kick me first. And who's to say I'm going to be the one skinned?
Oh, I'd like to see you try. And the two of them brace their weapons out. It's like, all right. So
Given that are the kobolds still around us?
they are there too. Yes, I don't want tokens for them.
Keith is going to try to get them to help too.
All right.
Anything.
I will bust out my cleric kit and basically ask them to put on like candles, incense, whatever.
Trying that
whatever.
trick again, huh? Okay. Okay.
Boost it however I can. Just keep channeling and keep praying.
All right, Carrick. We won't make this a full-fledged combat thing. This is almost more cinematic, but I'm going to need you to roll to hit.
All right. Anything specifically, or just?
Whatever attack you want to do. If you want to rage, whatever you do.
Yeah, I'm going to rage into my form and go with my claws.
Yep, this is your last rage. Okay, so that definitely hits this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can attack again. Both hit. Okay, so 9 plus the raging.
And-
Okay, decent hit.
All right.
So yeah, you push back on him.
Keith has an.
You have an idea?
Since we figured out how to know what the Dragonborn ritual is from what they did with Arco and everything else is doing with Dragon,
Mm-hmm.
Kiva has a heaven or hell idea.
I see. I think I know where you're going with this.
Would it work?
You'd have to try it, unfortunately. Can't really reveal the specifics of that.
I
It's a
have an
gamble.
idea with heaven or hell, but she's probably only a shot out of here. If anything can help her, we should probably try it.
All right, so with that, I'm going to have these two roll against you, Carrix. Spearman misses the first hit and the second. The mage will cast Burning Hands. We'll say, just for the sake of this, that you pass the save.
All right.
Pretty much cinematic.
You're double resistant to that too.
Yeah.
Yes, you
I've been
are.
sla- Yeah,
No,
I've
it's
been
just-
slapped.
Actually, no, it's not double. It's just plain resistant.
Yeah.
Yep. So you take, that's 3d6, which will be cut in half, regardless.
Happened.
So 7, 8, 4 points of fire damage from that. You were doing a very good job holding the line, keeping them at bay. All right. So you guys are standing close to the edge of the mist.
Kiva,
Trying
while this is going on, is getting her own mist mask on, just in case.
That's a good idea because, something familiar starts popping up at the edge of the mist. It can't quite reach you guys yet, but you see a couple more of those phantoms
So
just kind of advancing slowly in.
I have a dumb idea.
Feel free to try. Clock's ticking.
You said that she had a fatal dose of mist. Like,
Certainly looks
she
like she
breathed
got
it
a
in?
good amount of. It looks like she breathed in too much. Yeah.
The DM said that we can use the mist to channel magic.
I did, in fact, say that.
Can I use the mist inside of her and channel magic and channel it out of her and then use that to hit them with a spell?
You can certainly try.
Okay. I'm gonna put-
Meanwhile, Kiva's heaven or hell idea
Hmm.
is, see if we can convince to do the Dragonborn just to save her, because she is like our only way out of this.
That is true. I mean, if you want to attempt that, you certainly can. I cannot promise what will happen from that, though.
I'm gonna say that's probably gonna be really last resort.
So that's last
Yeah.
resort because Keith is just currently trying to do the same and channel like demon magic or dragon magic out of.
Okay, so
All
that
right.
literally what Deo is doing is she's trying to pull the mist out of Valaska because she's seen it done before.
Mhm.
Some of the witches in her coven are a little fucked up from the mist.
Mm. Okay, I'm gonna need you to roll a charisma save for me.
Which she has advantage on.
That channel divinity would have expired by now.
What is the?
Pretty sure it would have, but either way.
Just checking the duration. Apps for
Not
1
the-
minute.
Not the day you needed it.
Yep, a 19. Very good. Okay, I can still flavor it as though that was a residual effect. Okay. You reach out with your hand, shaking, sweating. It is not easy to reach in. You are having to reach in deep.
Mhm.
But you start to see mist coming out from the holes in the mask.
Pull her away from the mist. I am going to take it out of her and use it somewhere
Keith will
else.
do that.
All right, it comes out, but unfortunately, it comes up against you, and it hits you so hard in that moment that it actually breaks your own mask.
Which mine or Deus?
Deus.
Mine.
It is like a whiplash almost, in the way that it is lashing out at you like a wounded animal. And for a brief moment, it enters your own mask. But you are very thankful in that you see that same exact image of Zahandra sitting there in front of a fire.
Just glaring.
Eyes opened. Just absolutely, she is shaking with everything. You see the rest of your coven there. And
Okay, you know what it is? It's like the scene from Godzilla vs. Mothra where all the Mothra worshippers are praising of the egg hatches.
pretty much. And thankfully, it is kept just away from actually doing any damage to you. So,
Am I able
you can
to
redirect
throw
that
it?
spell.
Okay, so what spell should I throw at you?
Up to you.
Okay, well, I'll throw a witch bolt.
Very good. Okay, let me see here. Which one are you aiming at?
The spellcaster.
All right, that would hit him, yes.
Alright. So, powered by this bullshit.
All right, so you do
It's a level
Okay.
2 cast. Not
Level
that it
2
helped.
cast.
Fucker.
11 damage, not bad, still. Okay, well, you have officially pulled the wild card option, so I need to roll a D100 here. This can go in a lot of different ways, and I'm happy about it.
Dayu explodes.
You don't explode. You do not explode.
Suddenly grow into a full-size Tabaxi. Is this
No.
shell?
Okay. The mist for a moment it's almost just fades away into the woods. Way too fast to have been by wind. But you all get that impending sense of dread. It's like the water going back before a tsunami.
Oh.
As it just pours just completely over, covering the flames, everything, just engulfing a sizable chunk of the town. And it does not move once it reaches that. The Dragonborn themselves lurch back and are immediately a little more nervous. Well, the mage who just got hit briefly makes a few hand gestures, shakily saying a few words, then just turns and laughs at all of you. It's like, you've done it now. You've doomed everyone here. There's no surviving this. No surviving it at all.
Just gonna
And
go over and stand by the orcs. We're fine.
And the mist then, after a moment, starts to blow away again.
You're saying?
Yeah, but it's more like wing beats, unfortunately.
Oh.
As perching down in the flame, bloodied, covered in all kinds of wounds, the dragon lands. So he looks down. He looks and is like, "You did well to tell me this. Sneaking away such valuable treasure." He looks incredibly banged up. And like it took, his wings are actually torn up pretty badly. But he's looking right at San. You now know exactly what that Dragonborn mage did. He sent a message spell.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Damn it.
it's time for revenge. Breathes in. Gouts of flame start pouring out towards all of you, but nothing happens. The light clears. You see something round sitting right there in between you all. Then the dragon's breath just disappears, like it just fizzles out like it was nothing.
Oh, fuck.
And then you just see one of the eye stalks turn back to look at all of you. It's that same stalk-eyed floating sphere you rescued from the ruin appears. Congrats, that was the roll. That was the D100 right there.
Oh my god.
Oh, fucking thank God.
I gotta ask what that number was.
It was an 81, which is 9 times 9, which is how many eye stalks he has. I told you I owed you a favor, didn't I? Just turns back to look at the dragon. You're a lot smaller than you used to be.
Oh.
There's someone for no legs. He can certainly kick a guy in the dick.
Fucking beautiful bastard.
It's like, what are you? It's like, I don't know.
Meanwhile, he just goes,
See.
how's Velasca doing?
She doesn't appear to be any visibly different.
Uh,
You can all run now. It's okay. I got this.
we're trying to save our friend, but
Oh, is that all? Boop. Eyestalk just reaches out and boop, just kind of pokes her on the snoot a little bit. There's no immediate visible reaction. See, it might work, it might not, I don't know. But it was worth a try. Now, I suggest you move. This could get a little bit, exploding.
I will pick up Velasca and still keep channeling while walking.
is the dredger like damaged or anything?
The knot you are in, you guys can run in and attempt to pilot it if you wish.
Well, that's our only option because the mist is surrounding everything.
You do have your masks on. Deus is damaged, but as of right now, your clan is protecting you, you believe. It's up to you if you want to get into the knot and attempt to pilot it.
Pilot the knot. Pilot the knot.
All
I
right,
think that's
you
the only
guys.
thing we can do, yeah.
All right, you guys go in, and here's a funny thing. You guys are noticing that as this weird eye stalk thing stands in one place longer and longer, those wraiths are starting to disappear. The mist is actually starting to thin around him. It's almost like it can't even be near him. Like he's repelling it naturally. At a level that is very interesting, but it appears to be fluctuating a lot. So, let's see how this goes. Hey, more what? What's your name? I want to know it so I can forget it.
Damn.
All right, so you guys get into the knot. This absolute monstrosity of an event about to go down. I need someone. I'm just going to need all of you to roll me D20.
I bet Keep's kobolds would have some idea.
Hell, they've only worked with broken apart once. But still, worth a try. So I'm going to need everyone to roll. Let's see, none of you really have vehicle checks attached
I
to
have
your
Keep's
feet.
goals.
Mm,
I haven't taught to work on this shit all my whole life, so
Yeah, feel free to give it a try. You can do a straight roll. If anyone else tries to roll anything, it would be intelligence with disadvantage because there's no experience. Okay.
I'm just gonna keep focusing on trying to heal Velasca. I'm gonna burn my last spell slot if it might help anything.
Feel free to try.
Oh,
That was a
Alright.
save, but still, it's fine. You have no idea how this stuff works anyway. You're afraid of touching it because you might break something. Okay, Kifa, you just reach back. You just think, okay, I wanted to do this my whole life. I've only ever looked at a dead one. What button should I push? You push it, and with all of you inside, it shakily rises up. The porthole closes, and it starts trudging into the trees. And as you look back out the porthole, it is a Heisei era beam spamming battle royale out there. Just eye beams out the ass, hitting this thing left and right as it just continues. The dragon continues to try to breathe fire, but it can't.
ooh.
Because of this funny little thing called an anti-magic cone.
Oh
Oh.
shit!
He got fucked. He should have ran when he saw the giant eyeball.
He had no idea what that thing was. God, you guys lucked out with that one. It was the nearest, I believe the wording I wrote down was like, God, what our beholders think they're aberrations? The nearest aberration is teleported to your location.
It just happened to be the friendly aberration.
It just happened to be the beholder that owed you a favor.
Holy fuck.
That could have gone in some wild ways, but this one worked out pretty good. Okay, so the knot progresses into the woods. It's knocking over trees, kind of hearing some metal grating sounds. You're still figuring out how to control the thing. Hours pass. The sun rises. You don't see any signs of other people. You don't see pretty much any sign of much of anything besides trees and mist all around you. You tend to your wounds. Velasca is still just absolutely catatonic, but doesn't appear to be in pain and seems to at the very least be warming up to all of you. It appears as though her memory is completely gone for all intents and purposes.
Oh,
Who knows? There might be a way to reverse it, but as of now, nothing appears to be working.
just gonna keep trying, keep channeling. I haven't stopped praying for it.
Absolutely, you can keep trying. So, you guys keep going. It seems like you just eventually, Kifa, you get further and further beyond the borders of the valley than you've ever been before. You're in unfamiliar territory. You don't even know which direction you're going. Eventually, lights begin to blink, and the knot runs out of power and just comes to a collapsing halt. You all gather your things, get your masks after a tense discussion.
All right, pulls out the gun. Time to pull Make a Mess ending.
Oh, no. Oh, we're not there yet. We've got something coming up. You put on your gear, gather what supplies you can. You venture forth, making sure Velasca is always with you. The kobolds as well have managed to secure breathing gear. The three of them are still very upset about what happened with Arco, and
Well, Kifa is too, but Kifa is trying to keep it together since.
the mist is thick. It is oppressive. You can barely see the trees in front of you. You were like at the beginning of a Silent Hill game. And just eventually, the trees kind of start to clear and you just can't see anything anymore, except for one little light coming in from the distance. What do you do?
We got no other option.
Head towards the light. Head towards the light.
The light's heading towards you, actually. And you hear thoom, thoom, heavy footfalls and just metal groaning sounds as you see a giant metal foot come crashing into the dirt. You all look up through what little bits of the mist you can see. It's a house on legs.
It's Baba Yaga.
A little hatch opens up. It's a kind of a steampunky looking hag house. And out pops this old woman with green skin, long hair, goggles and that shit. Just looks down and goes, "Oh, you look positively lost, dear. How can I help?" And that is where we're going to end the session.
Steampunk hag.
Damn it. Oh shit. So what happened while I was gone? Exactly.
Regale them. Well, let me see. About where you left. Well, Rookshak's plan worked. They dropped a giant chain. The orcs started coming down and attacking, but everything just kind of became confused and crazy. They made their way out. They rolled good athletics checks. Ganok and Rookshak had a brief bit of banter before they attacked the dragon together. They reached the edge of town, saw that the knot had pretty much had one piece left behind, and Velasca was left behind as well. And no sign of Caddis still. No idea what happened with him. He noticed something back during the other fight and went off to investigate. As for exactly where that will lead, who knows? All I know is that the dice rolled very interestingly for what kind of events were going to happen this session. And you guys did very, very well.
Didn't feel like it.
Oh, it was a everything burns session.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't lose, like, okay, we lost one prominent character, maybe that they might cover, possibly. But otherwise, all the other prominent characters survived.
That should do it.
We don't know about the people who ran into the mist, so...
Yeah. Wasn't much you could do about that one, unfortunately. The mist kind of overtook a good chunk of the town, too. But at the same time, you left that scene behind because you had no choice but to run. That dragon saw San.
And I think our dragon's going to die to the beholder.
He'd already been beaten up pretty badly. I mean, a red dragon adult is a CR 17, but a beholder's a CR 13, and this is a custom-built one with a lot of very powerful spells.
And the dragon's half dead. Or at least more than half dead.
If nothing else, he's going to hold him long enough to catch up.
You mean behold him long enough? I'm glad to finally get that done. I've been planning that one for a while.
It was good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad my first Mist channel didn't fuck us up.
You ended that about as well as you could have. Well, some of that was cinematic flavoring, but it was fun, so it's fine. Oh, man. The dice rolled kindly for you when it mattered most. But unfortunately, Arco just had to roll really well enough to be able to get out of the house without them grabbing him and overhear that conversation. I've been planning the Abishai thing as an option pretty much since the start, so...
And you would have our big bad, apparently.
Ichabod is a potential big bad of this, yes.
I meant Arco.
Arco is a minion of this guy.
Oh, it's all of you!
Well.
Fuck off!
I'm sitting there going, yeah, that's fair. We shut down his big, long-winded, rant, and I am the big cock in the room, like, I burned down the tree. It's like, yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was a lot of fun setting, in spite of how, dire it ended.
Well, Alaska, unfortunately, it was stuff that happened in the previous session. It actually was when she tried to use detect magic on the beholder. She'd said that it broke her glasses. She just expected it to have been just the circuitry and the parts, not actual fractures.
So there was nothing we could have done there.
At that point, not really. But
So we may not be able to get.
you may not. I mean, the beholder did touch her. You don't actually know.
Yeah,
I mean, they're a dice roll to begin with.
It's like we may not be able to get them out. Beholder might, but is it possible to at least save her as an individual?
That is entirely within the realm of possibility. It's just going to be difficult. But you also just ran into a potential new stranger who those of you who played in Slice of Adventure might know.
I know exactly who she is. She's rad.
You ran into Bilga, the Mad Max hag.
No question. I'm curious if that was how you planned it to end, or if that was a dice roll as well.
Oh, her meeting you was the plan if you ran in the end. She's the vehicle that's going to get you guys to where you need to go next.
Wait, so there's another option besides running?
Yeah, you could have run a different direction. Could have run into the mountains. You could have just straight up not gone to the town at all. You could have died fighting. You could have stayed in the town and just tried to rally everyone and then eventually hide. There are other options. At the end of the day, that Dragonborn was there to avenge his dead daughter, who was not even killed by anyone in the town. So he was proud and also kind of an idiot. Didn't even notice the orc encampment over there.
I'm
Rip.
guessing.
Yeah, and Arco got turned into another thing entirely. That was something planned from the get-go as a possibility. Arco straight up did kill Genji. When Genji did not go along with the plan. Because Genji was going to tell everyone in town and they were going to panic. The plan was, by her words, that she was going to just take over gently as master of the village, but more so in a, I want to watch over it. You're all still technically my slaves, and I may have to show off for that if another dragon shows up, but her plan wasn't inherently the worst one possible, but it still kind of involved making everyone in the town slaves.
Possibly killing them just to.
So if we showed up when Rookshack was hunting her, we could have saved her theoretically?
Yep, if you'd gone after Rookshack, you could have talked him out of it. But that also might have made resolving the Orc clan issue more difficult. And here's the thing: if she'd lived, that did not guarantee she would have done the nice thing.
Yeah.
Here is the biggest dice roll: if she managed to be convinced to not go after that slight, then that would have been the end of it. If not, she would have gone above her father's head, and you guys would have met the Big Mama herself. So overall, you guys made some interesting choices. This whole tutorial thing was all planned out to go several different ways.
Also, this is kind of from Arco's point of view, not while Sharek's point of view was she was going to enslave everybody and just do normal tyrannical dragon thing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the reality is somewhere in the middle. She probably
It usually is.
Probably would have still just killed people to prove a point. So
if they resisted, yes. So yeah, you guys made some very interesting choices.
So, yeah, I'm still siding with the orc. Fuck this.
That pretty much guaranteed, at the very, very least, that things might end pretty well for the town. You don't actually know. The mist has a lot of mysteries. Hee.
We still have a lot of orcs on site to dispel the mist and keep the people safe.
And a beholder that stuck around too. You guys don't know. You'd have to go back to Scrimshaw to see it. But for now, you have no idea where the fuck you are.
Took off. You didn't even give us a chance to say where we went.
Well, the mist was heavy. You didn't know.
Otherwise, people that did would have wanted to circle around the lake and see Scrimshaw.
Once again, mist was heavy. It fucks with space and time a little bit, believe it or not. You guys will get your chances, don't you worry.
So I'm not counting the beholder as a strictly positive thing. He's a card.
The beholder is a wild card.
Wild card, bitches.
Freeing him actually was probably the best thing you possibly could have done for the sake of the town. But at the same time, he's now out there in the world now. An agent of absolute chaos.
A beholder where nobody knows what beholders are and have no idea what to do with them or about them.
Yep. Granted, he was capable of a nice conversation at least. He's just a very chaotic being. But don't you worry, you'll get your chances to go back. It's just right now you don't have your bearings. The mist just was heavy. It was pissed at you guys, especially after what Dayu did. It is very much an entity. So yeah, it would not have let you know where you were going.
She knew it was a risk, but, Velasco's sitting there dying in front of her.
Hey, you might have done something, you might have not. I cannot wait for you guys to find out.
So far, all our attempts to help Velasquez been maybes. The maybes
don't-
eventually add up to something.
You'll find out.
That was a good gun.
Some interesting shit.
Yeah.
Do you want to sign off, DM, or
Yes, I will sign off. Say, well, everybody, I'm sure that was a bit of a ride. Probably a little all over the place for some of you, but I hope you had fun listening as much as I had fun DMing. The tutorial, the opening adventure of MystMarch is done with. Now, from here on out, the nerds are going to be calling the shots.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait to see how this goes next time.